Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of Death Attack, the City of Magic. We last left off our adventurers, our travelers, the strangers themselves, were taken prisoner by an unknown inquisitor from the country of Neve, the great city in the sky. Upon their arrival, they found out that Kaz had broken the laws of admission. It is illegal to enter the borders of Neve if you do not have the proper authorization. So now, after a short investigation, it was discovered that Kaz's former mentor, Avis, was in fact a wizard, and took Kaz on as his apprentice. Now, while one of the headmasters, Arisi and Dalo, prepares to formally induct Kaz as a wizard of Neve, the rest, the strangers, have been left to their own devices within the walls, the floating spires of Neve. Whether this will bring fortune or disaster is up to them. Roll to save, traveler. This is a death attack. Now,
roll the intro we don't have.
Roll the intro we don't have.
Explosions.
Explosions. Boat fire.
Did you hear that one?
Tiefling things.
Yes.
Okay.
He said the tagline. That was a good tagline. It should be
All
on
right.
a shirt.
Now, we are going to begin with Kaz. Kaz.
Yes.
Arisian has walked, has taken you basically to an administrative building. This building houses new incoming students. You're not quite sure what's going to happen, but Arisian has been relatively quiet. I think maybe possibly the events that had just transpired with the council may have brought up some old feelings of his. Nonetheless, he finally speaks out, begins to address you.
What happened?
Air happened.
Smallbro's dying.
Did you finally inhale the seawater?
Get it out. Just get it out, buddy.
Give him a nice little pat on the back.
Pat him on the back like a baby. Baby talking
No,
too.
don't rub his back. There you go.
You'll be
There
okay,
you go.
Colin.
There you go. It's all better now.
Call away to
There
be
we go.
okay. You gotta kill you guys.
Sorry. I swallowed. Alright, breathe in some spit.
I choked on air before he was
It's okay.
No, it doesn't, because you can't.
All right.
You better? Alright.
True.
We're in it.
Okay.
True.
So, Kaz, you're probably wondering why I've brought you, or where you're going, what you're doing.
Yes, I'm wondering many things. Is there a proper title I'm supposed to give you? I feel like I'm in between...
Well, to be honest, I'm going to assume that Avis has probably already done most of the work. You see, you have to be... Typically, when you come to Neve and you become an apprentice, you undergo several years of learning beforehand. You, I'm assuming, didn't do that.
Well, he eventually taught me.
Candy?
Well, yes.
All right. There you go.
Thank you. So, I feel like a child that's in between two foster parents at the moment. So do I call you Wizard Daddy, or what do I...
No. You may call me by my first name, just call me Arisian. And I don't want you to think that I'm trying to replace Avis. That's not what I'm doing here. Avis, I'm sure, was a fine mentor. I just need to figure out what he's all taught you so far.
Oh, well, I felt like he's taught me quite a bit. I've been trying to learn more. I found a book on dunamancy. I've been reading that.
Very well. It's one of the more recently acquired schools. In fact, actually, Avis had quite a bit to do with that.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yes, Avis, well, we'll talk more about that later. First, I think we should get you situated.
All right.
And you and your friends should be out of here before, well, honestly, before nightfall.
Huh.
I don't want to keep you very long. I just want to get you acclimated.
Okay. I can work with acclimated.
You and Oresian both follow, or walk along, as you come to what looks like a series of offices. You can see that as you're passing by, you kind of feel like you're walking through. It almost gives you that feeling of you're walking through a college, and you are passing by where the teachers' offices are. Mm-hmm. Each room you look in, and it seems you see a headmaster or a teacher or a professor seems to be in deep in study, or with the counsel of a student or an apprentice. He finally brings you to an office that's empty. And as you walk in, as he takes a seat around the desk. All right, please sit down.
Oh, okay. Now, this brings back some memories. It's reminding me of my time in Eptros.
And what did you do in the City of Love?
Oh, well, I went to school for a couple of years until, well...
The Bardic Colleges?
Oh, yes.
Yes. It is very often that many elves like to experience full variety that they have during their lifetimes. I myself am a high elf. I am immortal. I will never die of age. So I have been around for a very, very long time.
Oh. That must be exhausting.
In a way, it can be. But there's ways of coping. But we're not here to talk about me, we're here to talk about you. What did Avis assign you as your specialty within your school of magic?
Assign?
He did not assign you a school. Interesting.
Not entirely, no.
Well, you have to be, maybe you are natural at something, I can only assume. What did Avis give you a particular field of study? Did he have you, what spells are you most capable with?
I do know my handful of spells. I'm not more of an offensive caster, if you're asking that. I'm pretty universal when it comes around to casting spells. If I can read it and practice it at least once or twice, I can get it down. But I am pretty versed in this one thing. I was reading books on the elven blade dancers. And I don't want to say I'm an expert at it, but...
Really?
Yes.
Well, that is very interesting. Blade dancing is not something that's taught here in Neve. In fact, you have to go to a very special place to learn blade dancing. And that explains why Avis didn't mentor you in that, because Avis would not be able to do those things. Do you have the blade that you use to write you a song with?
Yes, it's right here. I normally use a rapier.
Okay. Why don't we take a step out to the courtyard and you can show me what you know?
Sure. Okay.
Very well. Notice that both you and Oresian walk out to the courtyard. He sits down on a stone bench. He sort of crosses his legs, puts his hands over his lap. He has this almost this inquisitive look, just very curious to see what you're going to do next. All right, go ahead and carry on. I'm very interested to see this.
Okay, well, guess I'll perform my blade song. And sheath my sword and start performing my blade song.
All right. as he watches you move and twirl and dance through the courtyard, kicking up dirt and grass. Not as much as you would think with the speed and the precision that you do, but after a few minutes of him witnessing this, you notice his hand comes up. I think that's enough.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is shocking. And not a lot of things shock me now. You haven't been taught by any other elf.
No, it kind of felt natural. I took what I learned.
I need to ask you something. Do you dream? When you sleep, do you dream?
I don't think. No, I don't.
Only blackness?
Yes, I don't think I've really ever had a dream. I don't know what that's like.
Well, that's not uncommon. Drows are not allowed to dream of Arvandor. It's one of the reasons that, one of the punishments, I should say, for Loth's betrayal. This is quite curious indeed. I would like to do a few experiments. Nothing too invasive, I assure you. Just, it's odd that you are able to perform such delicate maneuvers, yet you have no training in this. No one has taught to you.
I didn't know it was such a feat. It just feels right.
Why did you follow me?
Okay.
You notice that Orisian begins to lead you back inside, and that is where we're going to move back over to the rest of the party. Now, before Kaz and Orisian departed, leaving you within that central hall in the floating tower, it's essentially a hub in between large floating masses of land that connect pieces to the city. The main portion of the island, though, is in the water. It's just, it has multiple connecting spires and floating land masses that all have their own designated buildings and purpose. What would you all like to do?
I'm going to go up to Smavras and we'll be like, do you think they have the thing that, like, I wanted to do with the witch? Do you think that we can do that here?
What do you mean?
The head.
Oh. We may be able to find a craftsman to use this to create something.
Wait. You're still going on about the head thing. You're still going to do that.
I have things that I want to do with it, yes.
Alright. I'm not going to judge you. I just thought maybe
I'm
not
impressed
do
you're
that.
still carrying it around. I have something that I want to try.
Is it still talking to you?
It hasn't said anything since.
that's
it was
good.
talking to him.
Yeah, well,
He's very
Apparently.
mean. He doesn't like you.
May.
Well, any of you really, but he said he was going to devour all of you.
that's not
You
good.
said what?
He's a head. It doesn't really matter. I mean, look at him.
I feel like you might have some inner hostile feelings towards us.
I could devour that.
I could devour it.
What do you think's gonna happen when you put that on your shoulders?
I don't know yet. We're going to find
You're gonna
out.
try to kill us.
No, I'm not going to try to kill you or
You
anyone.
can't kill us. You can't kill me.
Alright, so you guys are gonna go and do that, and I have a few things I'm trying to find, so I feel a split coming up here.
Where are you going? Because I'm wanting to look for some things too.
Wherever they have books that I can look
I
through.
definitely want book. I want a book. A book. I want it.
Alright, what book are you looking for?
The book that we were just talking about earlier.
Didn't he say it would cost a lot of money?
No, I don't think he said.
You just thought that was really rare? You said something about
It's
that.
that very rare, right?
Yeah,
Do you
rare
have-
things usually cost a lot of money.
Do you have a lot of money?
I have some. Yeah, I got a pretty penny.
What's a penny?
I got some fucking gold. I got a coin.
Alright, so
Galleons.
Galleons.
Falna's gonna come with me then?
I got the bullies.
Right. I guess I'll take him with.
Alright.
Sorry.
Sounds like your thing's pretty important, so.
We should probably set a time to meet.
Hey, what about me?
Barry, you coming with me, obviously.
Oh, I'm with Captain.
Oh, okay.
What do you say we come meet back here in 4 hours?
Hours, alright, yeah, we can do
4
that.
hours.
Right back here. Do we know how to get back here? There's the question.
Well,
Do they have, like, road maps?
I'm an excellent navigator.
Maybe we should find a map or something. What was the street names? Looking around.
So where you're at standing right now is a large central hub. Technically where you're at right now is in the air. It's just simply a landmass that has this almost pavilion-like structure on the top of it. There's multiple openings on the outside of it. It's cylindrical. You can exit these openings, and you actually have been watching people almost like being brought up by air vents and landing on their feet and then moving to other openings. Is this confusing you?
Huh? No.
Okay.
Is it confusing you?
I'm picturing, like, the tubes at a bank that you go and pop it in,
Yeah.
sucks it up.
Sure. Not
Okay.
that extreme. It's definitely more. It's definitely more.
It's like Futurama.
So
No,
wait, are
it's-
you saying that we're stuck in, like, a certain... Here we go with the fountain. Are you saying we're stuck in a certain landmass and then we have to, like, go down to different levels?
Right. So
Okay.
the land mass is got like a pavilion on it, a very large structure where there's openings, large archway openings,
Okay.
and you see people walking through the openings, and they just fall off,
Shit.
and they seem to glide down to other ports, hubs, buildings, etc.
What? Are there any, like, signs? Like, I know that she's asked that, but there are, like, signs?
Yeah, there's markings along the walls and over the archways as well, but they're all in arcane rooms.
Oh, they're all arcane. Oh, I was going to ask what.
You
I think it's
can
really bad.
give me a arcane check to read them.
All of us.
People who have it as a,
I have it.
you'd have to be proficient in it.
I am proficient in
Yes.
it.
I am super
I
proficient
can
in
do
it.
comprehend languages if nobody gets it.
I got 17.
21.
I don't believe I have that.
Okay.
I don't think you
All right.
either.
You said 21?
Yeah, I rolled 7.
Yes. And what did you get, Lavender?
17.
Okay. Both of you are able to. You're able to pick up bits and pieces of it. You're able to read it quite fluently. This is basically arcane jargon. You are able to determine where each one of these hubs takes you to if you were to use them. From the look of it, it doesn't appear that there is any spell required. It seems as though you can just walk off.
This looks pretty straightforward. Just walk off and it takes you where you want to go.
Alright, but where do they take us? How do we know where we're
I
going?
can only pick up bits and pieces of it.
Does it say where it's taking you?
Right, yeah.
Alright. So, you can barely read, you can read
Yeah,
it?
I can kind of make it out. Not
Or,
really.
right, where are you trying to go? You trying to find like a blacksmith or something?
Something like that. I don't really know, to be honest.
From what you're able to read, it seems that most of these locations take you to other floating areas or other hubs that connect to specific classrooms or academic buildings. The majority and the bulk of Neve is on the island down by the water, which you can decipher where to go from there. That's most likely where all the shops and markets and things like that would be.
I think you want to take this one right here.
I'm going to look. I'm assuming he's pointing at the one that he.
This one should take you to down by the marketplace.
Okay. Maybe we should kind of write down the runes to know that, like, how to get back. Maybe. Do you think that would help?
When we go down there, it'll probably have runes to point back up here.
Yeah. I don't know if it so we remember the runes though. You know.
Fulner, with your knowledge of magic, being a studied bard, you know that remembering arcane runes is impossible. You cannot memorize, or you can memorize them, but your brain can only hold so many. And you have to be trained in order to do that. This is a restriction put on by Mistra, the goddess of magic.
I would say, personally, because you're never gonna remember all this. If you get lost, just ask for directions.
So what
Well, why don't we help him find where he's going, and then we find a place where we can all meet back up in the market.
Why don't
Sure.
we just remember where we came from?
I don't think you're gonna do that.
the
I
way-
can do it.
All right.
Can you all do it?
I'm so glad I'm going with
Well, I can actually read where I'm going, so yeah.
them.
Listen, I want to get going. I got things I want to do. So,
Sign.
make this, less of a headache than it needs to be because we have
Well,
quite a few
well,
headaches on our path. Okay.
Well, yeah, right.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go down together, help them find where they need to go, and then we'll find a spot. We'll meet back up,
Sounds like a plan.
and then we can go together back to where we have to find Kaz or whatever we're doing.
See, that one's right there is conjuration, and that one over there is the Academy
Barry
of
with you.
Evocation.
Take Barry with you. Let's go.
Alright, so I'm going with Small
Yeah,
Ross.
you're going with them.
Alright, Small Ross, it's me and you, big green
Barry, I
guy.
thought you couldn't read.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you couldn't read.
What happened?
Oh, I can't read, like, letters. I can't do
You
that.
can read runes.
Well, sometimes I'll just stare at these and I just kind of, I don't know, just kind of words pop into my head.
We're gonna have to come back to that.
It's like reading pictures.
All right. We have to come back to that. Let's go.
Alright, you and me, Small Ross.
And Lavender.
Oh, and Lavender. Alright, so it's Fauna, Jez, and Lavender, Small Ross, and good old Barry.
The dynamic duo.
We should,
Back at it.
we should wait. We should come up with team names.
All right. We'll leave that to you. You're the creative one.
All right. We are Team Tempest.
Great. Are we also Team Tempest?
Team Tempest 2.
All right. Perfect. I love it.
Like also, or like the number 2?
Number 2 also.
So we're greater than you.
Huh?
We're greater than you since
we
there's-
go first.
we have the number 2.
All
that just means
come
you're
on, Let's
second.
walk and talk.
Second is not as good as.
Alright, this way.
Alright.
As Barry walks over to the air, and as he goes to walk off the edge, you watch that sigil on his hand light up, and his body, almost like wind, catches underneath his body, and you watch as he begins to slowly and controlled descend down. You can actually, as you leave the opening and you can stare out, you see the massive gulf beneath you, the island. You are several hundreds of feet up in the air. The wind that you feel and the smell of the sea water, and you can actually have an amazing panoramic scene into the borders of Benalia, and then to the south you can see on the other side of the Gulf the borders of Aronia.
That's really nice.
Okay. As you
Yeah, we follow.
you follow,
Yeah, we're going to follow. I'm running up excited because it looks really fun.
you just jump
You're
off.
an insane person.
I'm also.
I'll do the thing just to make sure, like,
What?
I don't have to, like, jump and then.
Wait, what thing?
He did that hand thing, Small Ross. You didn't see his hand?
No.
He did the hand thing.
What did he do? Show me.
I'm going to put my hand up. Does the arcane rune thing?
The mark.
Over you just put it up.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
I do the same thing.
Nothing happens.
Are we good now?
I don't know.
Can we jump? I'm gonna go to the edge and try to put my foot off.
Okay. You put your foot off, and it feels like you're sticking your foot off of a ledge.
I'm going to get down on my knees,
We're all here together, right?
on the edge.
Yeah.
And see if I start.
Small Ross.
Hold on.
Um,
I don't know if it's working. This is terrifying.
I'd hate to lose you. I'd hate to lose you on my ship. You got a lot of muscle. So, if you could not do that, that'd be great.
I'm gonna go to one hand.
Okay, you're holding on to the side of this floating island.
How did he do
Do I feel like I'm floating?
No, you feel like you're holding on to the side of a floating island.
I don't think this works.
I don't.
You notice that
I don't like
as
it.
I wouldn't recommend it.
a individual coming from the opposite way kind of lands up and just,
Hey! How did you do that?
what are you doing?
I don't know if this is going to work.
We're trying to figure out how to work this
How do
thing.
we
Do we
do
just jump? What do we do?
He looks towards you.
We're not from around here, if you couldn't tell.
Right. Do you have a ward here? Do you? All right.
We're putting our hands in his face.
Okay. Well, all you need to do is just walk off then.
I let go.
Oh, it's like a
Let go.
As you let go, you feel air lift you up, and you begin to descend.
Okay.
So it's a
Then
leap
I'm
of faith.
Then I'm going to walk off too.
As you walk off, you slowly begin to descend down.
I wish everywhere could travel like that, you know? I wish I could travel everywhere like that.
Go
Alright,
ahead. Go
we'll
ahead.
do
Go
like
ahead.
that.
Go ahead, Palmer.
Alright. Spread out my arms and I'll just leap out.
All right, so as you leap out, belly flop style, the wind catches you and it almost forces you back straight up, and you begin to slowly descend down.
Is Barry still here?
Barry was the first one to jump.
Alright. I'm gonna slowly walk towards it. And very slowly put one foot over the edge. Close my eyes and pray. And then jump off.
Ooh,
All right.
We burnt it.
No, my demon daddy.
You jump off, and as you do, the sigil activates, and you feel that lift of air as you begin to descend down towards the island. As you all finally make your arrival, Smallross and Barry, and Lavender, your air vent or your air current has separated from the rest of the group.
Okay.
Falner and Jezebel have moved to a different location of the main island. Where would you guys like to go?
I'm trying to find like something like more natural. You know what I mean? Like somebody who deals in like magic that I would be familiar with.
Okay, so you're going to look for anyone that has druidic knowledge?
Yeah, because like I don't know if these are like shop fronts. Like if there's any way to kind of differentiate these places. Anything that looks familiar to
Or a
me.
blacksmith.
Or a blacksmith.
So you're going to look for a blacksmith. Okay, and you're going to look for someone with druidic knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, neither one of you guys have ever been here before,
Yeah.
so this is going to be completely new for you. This is like being in an unknown city.
Then we go left.
No.
Barry sort of stops as he was waiting for you as the two of you landed. Alright, fellas, where are we going first? Just going to go ahead and just walk around, see if we can find anything interesting?
Yeah, because we've never really been here before.
Either way.
Yeah, so I don't
I'll
know.
say
what's-
I'm probably the first. Well, the first one ever in my family to ever be someone like this.
Me too, to be honest, I think. But I'm just trying to find something that, you know, like something that's familiar to me, like more like nature stuff. If that makes sense. I don't know, like what's here. So anything that's familiar.
Well, all I see is buildings and streets and lots of glowy lights and
I know it's
very, very impressive tall floating towers. I don't know if they're going to have
I feel Tempest is pulling
trees.
us this way. I look to the left.
All right, big guy. Why is Tempest pulling us that way?
I don't know.
I love that Barry's our therapist.
Barry, we should go forward.
I
Do you-
just follow.
I just, I've been wanting to ask you because I'm one of those guys where it's like, right, gods exist, everything like that, but fuck them. Why you follow him?
Why do I follow Tempest?
Yeah, why you follow Tempest?
Because through following Tempest, he's given my life purpose. When I lost everything, Tempest helped take back my life.
Like he did personally? Like he came down and was like, "Hey, bud, let me help you."
No. Following his teachings, I have prospered. And through that, I've dedicated my life to him.
Well, all right then. You guys are just losing.
Barry's Australian now.
Barry is Australian.
Complete.
It was all right then, guys.
Oh god. Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Are you guys? He's had an Australian accent for a while.
Not like, no.
He didn't have like
It
the
does
crank.
sound
Last,
like
last
that.
week he had an Australian accent too.
Oh, last week. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh god, I didn't even
That's what
notice.
happened for 2
Oh,
weeks.
Oh, that's great.
We
That's
just look at each
perfect.
other like,
You guys gotta remember, Barry was never a planned NPC.
That's
so.
fine. No, it's fine. We're not judging. It's just funny, man.
yeah.
All right, now, hey, if you're able to, why don't you go ahead and lead us the way, all right?
alright.
Since the Tempest is pulling you that way.
Look up, sniff.
You smelling Tempest yet?
You have to look everywhere for signs of Tempest.
Do I have to change his voice?
I started to go Irish or something for a second.
You smell Tempest tip?
Oh my
Sorry,
god!
I'll stop.
It's hot down here, guys.
Oh.
I'm dying. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
For
Whatever
to
voice
say
you
his
want.
line.
I am being good.
There it is.
We're just trying to
My
get down here.
eyeball's scratched and I'm trying.
Oh my god, mood.
So, the group follows Lavende and Barry. Australian Barry follow Smallross, and Smallross follows Tempest.
Tempest.
Should we be doing this?
Well, we don't really know where we're going. What?
What does left look like? What does to the left? What does?
Are you kidding me right now?
How did you do that? That sounded like it came from over there.
What does that?
What is happening to
Lavende,
me?
I definitely think that maybe we should probably get in front because I think Smallross just shat his pants.
That smells worse.
Smallross!
Good thing.
Smallross,
Yes.
did you shit yourself?
Oh god, I can.
I didn't shit myself.
I heard you shit yourself, mate. It
was the jab from the.
I may have tried Sentai last night.
Oh, well, yeah, you don't eat centaurs.
Yeah, no. It is not civil.
It's right. It's right. It's very right. All right, we're gonna go ahead. I'll go ahead. I'm gonna take the lead. All right, you go
Are you
ahead.
feeling Tempest?
I'm feeling his pull. I'm also feeling his backdraft. So I'm gonna get in the front, mate.
If you feel, then yes.
All right. As I said, Barry moves his way into the front and begins leading the group. Meanwhile,
Fuck.
with Jez and Fulner, two of you both land in a separate part of the island.
Alright. What's going on? What's going on around us?
Well, as you both land onto the massive metropolitan island of Neve, you can see that there is. It's very, very heavy with traffic. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of commotion. All the buildings are very pristine. It's very crisp. It's very clean. The streets are very orderly. There's almost no rubbish or dismay anywhere. The island itself is almost a pristine example of even cleanliness. Even the people that you see walking around wearing their robes, none of them even appear to be remotely dirty or filthy or have any amount of grime on the bottom of their robes. It's actually quite impressive. The scene looks almost artificial.
This place is unnatural, Farmer. I want to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Well, I don't think it's so bad.
It's alright.
It looks really nice.
Alright, so start looking around. Would there be any clear shop that would have books or anything that we wouldn't have to
So you're
read
looking for
signs?
like a bookstore or a library or something
yeah,
along those
anything
lines?
of that sort.
So you don't have to move very far at all. You run into, in fact, you actually pass by 3 just within the first block that you go by. You have too many options to choose from at this point.
Alright, so what's the plan here? You wanna hit them up together? You want them separate?
We're heading up together.
Alright, so first one,
Sure.
ladies first.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I open the door for him.
I'll wait for her to go in. Go on.
Alright, I'm gonna go in.
Okay. Just you walk into this store. You hear the small little bell ring as you enter in. When you do, you're greeted instantly by walls filled with dusty old books. There appears to be a table that has looks like pools of water are placed within the top of this frame. There's parchment paper that's spread out through within it. You actually see that the person that's inside the shop appears to be attending to that paper within the water. It's using very fine metal tools like tweezers to peel back and remove pieces of parchment paper, and is using some sort of dye and lightly brushing the wet parchment.
Alright, Fauna, looks like our guy. Talk to you, see if he has what you need.
Sure. Excuse me, sir.
Doesn't even turn his head, just puts his hand up. And we have it. Oh, there we go. Stands up. Nobody breathe! He slowly backs up. Turns around. Hi. How can I help you?
I gotta ask, not to be rude, what is that all about?
That is a very, very old draconic text from Dramia. Very, very rare.
Ah, so you do have old rare books here.
Old rare books? You might as well call Neve the capital of old rare books. Yes. Everyone here has old rare books.
That's a relief to hear. I'm searching for a pretty rare book. I'm looking for a first edition of Arnhem's Last Verdict.
Arnhem's Last Verdict, 472 pages, and there are 7 editions. Which edition are you looking for?
The first edition.
First edition, so the rarest of them all, and has one missing chapter that the other editions do not have. So, what are we? Who are we acquiring this book for? It's not Grandmaster Bellator, is it?
No, it's like self-interest.
You cannot purchase any books.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do have a sign.
As he brings up his somatic incantation. Yes, that looks to be a seal of admission. It means it allows you to be on the country grounds. I'm not going to sell you anything. You're not a wizard of Neve.
Oh.
Well, can we look at it? Don't have to buy it. Could you hold it for us and we can look at it?
I will pull the book out. And I'll allow you to gaze upon its cover.
Its cover. Wow, it's very gracious of you.
Can you tell us? Okay, I do have a friend here who is a wizard of sorts.
Orisian Dallo. That's who put the seal on your hand.
Right.
His name isn't
So if
signified
I
with it.
got them to buy it for me, how much would it run me?
Oh, so if you wanted Orisian to buy it for you, well, you haven't been to Neve before, have you?
No, my first time.
Okay. Well, money, currency, isn't really a thing that we are interested in here within Neve. Yes, monetary value has its place outside of our country, but within Neve, we like to barter with rank, placement, power, or possibly duties. Does that make more sense?
This entire society runs on favors?
In a sort, yes. You see, one of the things that's in the duties of Neves is that we like to move ourselves as magisters or high mages of different kingdoms. Every kingdom has at least a assigned high mage or grand wizard that's supposed to advise the king on duties of magical warfare, ancient artifacts, evils of great origin. And some kings and queens are more enjoyable to work for. Does that make more sense now?
I suppose. This is just an interesting take, I guess. I never heard that before.
Alright, so here's another question for you then. Is there anywhere we could go look at this book and not just the cover? We could actually just, skim through it a little bit.
Oh yes, editions 2 through 7. You can look through.
Does it have to be the first
It
edition?
really does.
Why?
It's that important to me.
Why does it have to be the first edition?
Because I don't know if you heard them. It's like there's text in it that's not in all the other books.
A missing chapter, to be specific. And from my knowledge, my information on it, there's, I believe, only 52 books known in existence.
Right. I knew what one was, but it didn't survive a fire. I know, right? Makes me sick too.
I'm sorry. Did you? Oh.
So make that 51.
He turns and starts walking away, just
All right, so
in complete revulsion to that news.
We could have at least had him pull it out so I could have known where it was and I could have gotten it for you.
Well, sir, you did say you let us see it.
He's not standing in front of you anymore.
Listen,
Yeah, I'm
alright,
calling out for him.
let's go to the next one.
Fuck face. Are you serious right now?
He aimed that shit right at you.
You could aim it more at me.
I lost all control of my body there for a second.
Alright, fine.
Excuse me, sir.
Fine, let's just move on to the next one. This one's already fucking over.
Alright.
What is so special about this missing chapter that you just have to have? He literally said himself, the second, third edition, we could go find it, and you wouldn't have any trouble.
Well, it's just something I was told that there might be something of importance to me.
This doesn't help me. What, work with me here a little bit. What is it?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm trying to get at.
And how's it important? What are you, something you're looking for in general is supposed to help you, or what's going on?
It's, yeah, it is important. I mean, it has to do with giants.
Oh, there it is. Alright, well, gosh, alright, let's just move on to the next one, and
It's
maybe...
supposedly, it's got secret texts in it from Onum himself. Onum Allfather, the father of all giants.
Ah, alright. And?
It's very important to me. I really would like to, find out what it says.
Alright. Well, let's move on to the next one, and, maybe somewhere down the road we can if you figure out more about what it is you're really looking for, we can talk about it.
Alright. Well, as soon as I find out what I'm looking for, I can tell you, but I can't.
It's very complicated.
I agree with you.
It's a very complicated task you're giving yourself for something you don't even really know what you're looking for.
Oh, that's the point of me finding it, so I know what I'm... I was told that it's just got some secret text in it.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Which could
tell me things.
See, that's where you lose me, mate. I don't know what this is about. But it's fine. I'll help you. I have things I'm looking for
alright.
too. It's fine.
I'll tell
move
you.
past it.
Wait,
Oh, you'll tell. Oh, so you do know.
I do know.
All right. Well, you're really bad at hiding it.
It's because you guys already think I'm really crazy.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, we kind of got Lavender with us, and I think he's taking the lead on that one. So I think you're fine now.
Because you guys don't believe I'm Giant Ken.
Nope.
Alright.
That's fine.
What if I were to tell you... What if I were to tell you I have Onum's blood flowing through my veins?
Well, maybe you're starting to take that lead back then, mate. I don't... What makes you think that?
I was told
By?
by my grandfather,
Who was also a halfling? Guess?
Giant Ken, right?
Right. And why does he believe this?
Because it was told to him by his father and
Oh.
his father before him.
Alright. Well, I'll help you. I'll help you with this. It's fine. Everything's fine. Let's just move on to the next one. See what we can do.
Alright.
It has to be first edition. Alright.
Right, because
Great.
it could be something that might pertain to me, really.
Alright, that's great. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We're just gonna keep going through different bookstores.
Okay, so you guys walk out and you guys begin going through different bookstores. Meanwhile, back with Kaz. After you followed Elysian back into the admission hall, it walks you through what looks like an old, it looks like a memorial. It looks like a place where there's statues of great wizards of long ago. This building is connected very close to where they had the history of magic, the building where they stored all the master spellwork books of deceased masters that never took an apprentice after that. As you look, you see all different types of races, mostly human, but you see elven, even dwarf.
Oh.
And we're down.
Top of the hour?
It is almost 9 o'clock. It's media comedy. I'm telling you.
And we're back. So, as you stare at these large, pale white statues of wizards of long ago, he takes a right, starts to lead down, and the statues begin to disappear. Now you begin to see what looks like ivy reaching out and wrapping itself around what looks like panes of beautiful stained glass. The sunlight is beaming down through this glass. The shadows of the vines are casting and creating this network of shadow-like ivy along the floor and the tile as you walk forward. Leads all the way down to a observatory, and as it opens up into a sphere-like shape, you can see that the stained glass dome overhead is covered with this ivy of all different colors. This individual is sitting in a meditative stance in the center of this observatory. Plants and flowers and beautiful pieces of stone artwork lying around the stained glass. On the lap, within the hand of this statue, there appears to be a single, long, curved elven longsword.
So,
This is one of the only rooms here in Neve that's dedicated strictly to the high magics of elven society. As illustrious as Neve is, it's nothing like Dremorden, where the high magics of elven society are appreciated more. There's certain magics that we are able to do, elves are able to do, that humans, despite their ingenuity and their ambition, just don't have the mindset. Blade dancing is an exclusive ability. It's a way of finding harmony and peace and tranquility within your mind and your blade. Do you remember when I was speaking with your friends, we was going over the nature of the weave, with how wizards see it as threads, to tailor it as they wish?
Yes, I remember that.
And how your friend Lavende sees it as the blooming cotton, allowing it to grow and overtake, letting the magic flourish in its own wild. Friend Fulner is able to not just see the weave, but to take its strings and pluck it, allowing it to create beautiful note combination symphonic magic. Blade dancers are different. They don't use the weave as a thread and needle. In a way, the blade dancer is the needle itself. Imagine a tightrope walker. The blade dancer glides along the weave with perfect balance. It takes years of dedication, years of training, and oftentimes, if the training begins any later than puberty, it is futile to even attempt to learn such things. You, Kaz. Well, you are a beautiful exception of this weave.
Thank you.
I would like to suggest that you take your training to the monasteries in the north. Here in Abendal, there is only one monastery that even remotely knows anything of blade dancing. Have you heard of the snow elves within the Illuri woods? High in the mountains, near Dramia.
I don't think I have. No, I don't know them.
Snow elves are not like us southern or drows of the deep. They are much more rugged. They are more like humans than they would want to admit. Very brutish, easy to anger, but fierce warriors, and masters of both blade and forge. I would even say they rival many dwarves. In fact, as good as elven smiths are in the south. The elves of the Illuri Mountains have no comparison as far as it comes the continent of Abendal. If you'd like, I can provide you a scroll of pilgrimage. This will be places that you need to stop and trials that you must complete in order to be allowed into the sanctuary or the monastery of the blade dancers.
Well,
I will tell you this now. It will not be an easy task. And it will take you all over Abendal.
Well, I'm already going to be heading all over Abendal, sounds like. And why not to have a to-do list on my way there, so...
I'd like you to take some time and reflect here. And maybe connect. You're different than most drow that I have ever met. Most would rather not even have a conversation with you.
I could see that. Well, especially with me being as close as I am to the surface that I am.
Know this. I am not like my brethren from the south. I was born in Dreymorton. I was born after the age of Ash. Almost... how many cycles has it been now? Almost 6,000 years. And in all this time, I have yet to meet a drow who I believe can finally end this circle of hatred. And I don't want to say that this is your responsibility. It really isn't. In fact, there are many, many elven leaders that should be taking your position, but to decide to live in seclusion and fear. That's what I don't see in you, Gaz, is fear.
You know, you're not the first person to bring that up to me as far as saving my people. And, you know, I ask myself if they want to be saved by me, someone like me. But I wanted to give myself purpose. I wanted to look forward to another day with something meaningful. And I think that's what I want now. I want to help my people, even though they don't know me or want me.
That is very, very mature of you, Gaz.
No, don't make me feel old.
You could not even remotely say those words to me.
Well, you look good for your age.
I only have a few wrinkles. It takes several centuries before they set in. Don't worry. You have a long time before that. Now remember, I will prepare your scroll. You can go and meet with your friends and get ready to part ways. I will make for the arrangements to send you back to where the Inquisitors had taken you from, which, by the way, apologies for the harsh transport. The Inquisitors don't really... They don't know how to socialize.
I can tell that. I'm also a little worried right now. They took us off our boat. It might not be there when we get back.
Really?
Yes. There's no one watching a boat that's floating in the middle of the ocean right now.
Well, I hope it was anchored.
I hope so. I think Barry did that. I'm not entirely sure though. But it's fine. We'll figure something out.
I'll make these arrangements. And you can, you can enjoy your relaxation.
Before you go, I'm gonna walk up to the statue, kind of circle around it, and I'm gonna stop on this side of it and look back at Oresian. So, would you mind telling me who my meditation partner is?
This is Baruz Darodum. He was one of the first 5 blade dancers. And he was a drow. Turns around and walks out.
Just, as he says that, I'm going to really analyze the statue before I sit in front of it and meditate.
As you look at it, because the statue is all white, it's almost impossible to tell what its skin color was. But you can clearly see the sharp elven features, and the hairstyle definitely fits the appearance of an elf that was from very, very long time ago. The type of braiding, type of clothing. You're not quite sure, but you would have to assume that whoever this would be even older than Oresian.
Okay, well, I'm going to sit down in front of the statue, very similar how they have their legs crossed, and I'm going to lay my sword across my lap and go into a meditative state.
As you do, are you using your rapier, by the way?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Sure. say 11.
11. It's high enough. As you sit there and you place your rapier over your hand, you put your hands together and you go to almost mimic the same posture, and you feel the blade keep. You pick it back up, and you start getting frustrated. You realize, you start analyzing the sword that he's using. You start analyzing your sword, and you realize that the focal point, the weight of the blade, is not like his. That this rapier, this weapon forged by a different culture and for a different purpose, you realize that even the slightest subtle differences in the curvature of the blade, where the weight is, can affect its balance. But you eventually move the blade a little bit further, almost where the hilt's touching your hands, and you begin to meditate. That is where we're going to move over back to Smulvros and Lavender. Both of you have been following Barry for a little bit. Barry kind of seems to be moving back and forth between a straight line and deciding to take alleyways and taking crossroads. You start to sort of see he doesn't really know where he's going. He's kind of just guessing.
He's following Tempest guidance.
Right. Tempest's guidance seems to be making him move in a way where he is unsure of the path, or the path is not quite clear. Eventually, the three of you begin to move into a more densely populated area. Groups of wizards, travelers, they're very tight within this quarters. You're kind of starting to move back and forth, sometimes getting almost shoulder to shoulder with people, squeezing through before Barry stops and goes, "You hear that? That right there sounds like the bang of a hammer." And you stop and listen. You can hear a hammer just ever softly being clanked against that anvil. Alright, all guy goes this way then, right?
Then I think we should go then, yeah.
Yeah, look at that there. Tempest took us from the right place.
Imagine that.
Right.
Alright, well, this way. And as the three of you begin to move, go ahead and give me a dex save. Just small, bros.
20.
20?
No, it's 20.
Just 20? Alright. You end up seeing this individual, seems to be carrying a load of books, isn't even paying attention to you, and it looks like they were just about ready to bump into you. You move out of the way, but your foot catches their heel, and they go tumbling back. You completely avoid falling, able to get out of the way. The person hits the ground, their books scatter all over the ground. You see this individual as they hit their back. He has almost grayish skin. He has these amber eyes. You can see his tusk coming up from his face. He's got a pushed-in nose, and he's got a very dapper, high fade, really short on the sides, black hair, very young-looking, appears to be half-orc. As he hits the ground in the back, oh no, oh no, oh! He moves over and starts picking up these books, and he stops and sees your feet and slowly starts to look up towards you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't hurt you, did I?
I'm going to help him. I'm going to help him pick up his books.
Oh, you know, so he goes, Mom, my glasses. He goes,
the glasses on the ground?
He puts his hands down. Give me a perception check.
Oh, what is that? 13.
You see there's these small spectacles on the ground. Two little small lenses on a very fine gold frame.
I'm going to pick it up. Are these the ones?
Those are my glasses, thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't really see well without them.
I'm gonna say in Orcish, do you speak our tongue?
Oh, Hanno aktual shockar.
And it comes out broken and choppy.
Was that good?
Again in Orcish, what tribe are you from?
Huh. I don't know that word. I'm not from a tribe. No, I'm from Neve.
Well, I'll speak in regular or common. What is an orc doing in Neve?
I'm an apprentice. I'm taking these books back to.
You notice he sets them down and he pulls off his backpack.
I knew I should have bought this.
And he pulls out what looks like a long, several leather belts that seem to strap around the books. He puts it down, he fastens it. You notice that one of the straps is completely broken. It looks old, hand-me-down almost. He kind of picks it up.
My name's Augustus. Augustus Smarts.
I'm gonna grab his hand and squeeze it.
It's dead fish.
Dead.
Oh, quite a grip you got there.
Where's your orc pride?
What do you mean?
Look at your arms.
You look at him, he is naturally kind of athletic looking, but he's definitely not your size. You've spent years as a warrior training, and you can tell that he has lived a life of comfortability.
Just because he looks different doesn't mean he's any really different from you.
This is an orc matter.
Or
It's clearly not. He doesn't care what you do.
my mother was an orc. Yes. I believe she hailed from the northern tribes. The Ice Fangs.
You are an orc.
This is my. Well, I'm a half. Yes, I'm half orc.
Just like he's a half orc too. Don't let him.
I am an orc.
He's a half orc.
Lavenday.
You're being really mean to him. You don't even know him. He told you his name and everything. He apologized to you.
Lavenday, this does not concern you.
Did I do something wrong?
No, he's doing something wrong. Apologize. Apologize? You're being really mean.
As an orc,
Half orc?
your pride for your tribe bears on your arms and your scars.
What tribe are you from?
The Bear Mother tribe, from the land of Zakund.
Yes. Many tribes within Zaku. I have learned many of the tribes from my mother. She is no longer with us. She passed away.
Battle?
No, of old age.
That is unfortunate. No orc should die of old age.
I see that you're more accustomed to my orcish bloodline.
Yes. And it pains me to see someone of our race
He
not acting.
sets the books down.
My mother, perhaps you could come to my shop where we can speak a little bit more, not here in the crowd. I would like to get to know you a little bit better. Your name?
I'm Snorvros, son of Lorgok.
And I am Augustus Smorts. And I would be the son of Fredda.
Then let us go to your shop and find more.
I
connect
have
more with your
beverage that I can offer, and food if hungry. I'd like to speak with orcs from the that are not living within the societal norms yet. I believe there's a lot to learn. Please follow me.
You follow?
Barry, are we going to go with him? I want to do the thing.
Barry looks at you. I mean, he said free drink and food. If you want to pass that up, I'll go with you. It seems like, I don't know if what's going to happen when they get in there. I'm not worried. I mean, he looked like a pipsqueak. I mean, small roast, tam pork like a chicken wing.
That is just our appearance, though. You don't know what they can do.
Yeah, also he is a wizard, so for all I know, he can just fry you, fry you like a chicken. I'm using chicken in the analogies here.
The way of the orc is different than you humans.
Yeah. Whatever you want to live like, as long as you're not hurting people. I don't give a shit.
Like I said, the way of the orc is different than humans.
Alright. So Lavender, I guess I'm leaving it on the... Wait, whoa, we haven't brought this up. Which one has Captain put in charge of the three of us? I believe I'm Navigator. What position do you two have?
I killed this thing. You see it?
Shit, yeah, you've killed something. That's better. You've killed lots. Lots of things. Alright, well, fuck. Who's in charge then between the two of you?
Snovers, who's in charge?
I say we educate this orc on his lineage, for this opportunity may be fleeting for him, and I have the ability to set him on his proper path. Then we shall find a maker for your helmet.
Well, alright, yeah, let's go.
Alright.
Three of you follow, and it doesn't take you very long before Augustus comes to a small, little, tiny one-floor hovel shop. He opens up the door. As you come in, you realize that it looks like he has either a duty or a business where he transcribes scrolls for people that come in and require transcriptions. You can see that a lot of his work is displayed. You see that he sets down his books, he undoes the straps.
Thank you all for coming in. It's, I don't get a lot of guests that are here for visits, mostly just business. Would you like water? Drink?
Water is fine.
Food?
I'm okay.
I would not turn away a meal if you have...
I have some things here.
You know, as he moves, turns around, he grabs a vase, has water in it, and he brings it over and starts pouring a few cups for the three of you. And he then turns into his jacket. He pulls out, or I should say his robe, he pulls out a wand, and you notice he walks over to a plate, and you notice he casts a simple somatic gesture with the wand and says a verbal command, and you watch as the plate begins to balloon with bundles and bulbs of bread, and this fluffy, almost pastry-like texture fills the platter.
Please eat.
Since you made so much, I guess I'll grab some.
Walking the city always makes me so hungry.
Thank you for the food and the water.
So, Augustus.
Yes, small Ross.
As they're talking, I'm gonna go, are there, shelves and stuff? How does his shop look inside?
They're transcriptions, scrolls, basically. Empty scrolls that people can pick out that they want to have their spells placed onto.
Okay, because I'm just going to be, walking around, just, observing.
Yeah, Barry's sort of kind of leaning up against the entryway, watching. He moved over, grabbed a cup of water, and grabbed some of the conjured food.
Uh, my mother, Freda. She comes from a northern tribe of orcs, and my father, he was with a group of travelers moving through a region, and the ice fens. There was a passway through the mountains, bottlenecked caravans. I'd use it as an ambush point, and they attacked the caravan. Many orcs fell in the fight, and my mother was badly hurt by my father. But she did not die. Resilient she was, even in old age. My father, he was not going to put her down like an animal. He took her with him, and when they made safe travel to a city, he tended for her wounds and looked after her while she healed. During this time, she was immobile, tried crushing my dad's head a few times, according to him in stories. They began to get to know each other, and they began to have feelings for each other. My mother did not want to return home. She decided that she would leave with my father because she wanted to be happy. Orcs, full orcs, they don't live too long. 50 years of age is pretty old.
An elder's age, yes.
She was already in her late 20s when they met. And I was the only pup that she ever had that didn't die before the age of 15. She didn't want to see another child die of the war. She didn't want to see another die of sickness or poor treatment. It's a hard life. One I can't try to tell you I know of. I've only read and heard stories from my mother. But I do not discredit your path. And I hope that you don't try to tarnish my mother's love because she didn't want to see her last child die.
I still don't understand. It sounds like both of your parents were warriors. Though from a different race, your father sounds quite honorable in battle as your mother. Yet, with that in your blood, you still chose a life of the arcane.
I wish to finish my tutelage here, and I would like to travel the world like my father did. Maybe even go to Zakund and see the tribes of the south. And I hear that there's even more tribes in the continent of Sitar.
I think it may be wise for you to spend some time with these tribes, because there is something you can only learn in the tribe. The thing your mother may have forgotten. That is pride. Pride in our race. And again, something you can only learn from fighting, shedding blood.
Perhaps.
Like our brothers.
Perhaps you are right, Miss Mavros. And perhaps it was my mother's lack of pride that kept me and her both alive.
Maybe.
If you require any more assistance, or you need something transcribed, you can always come back and meet me here. I only have 2 more years here in Neve before I will finally graduate, and I will be considered a master of my own.
You sound like you deserve it, Augustus.
It has not been easy. And
Others.
a lot of the younger kids, they don't see people like us all the time. I learned early that there's no point in trying to prove to them that I'm human enough. And that's why I don't need to prove to you I'm orc enough.
Good. You don't have to prove to me anything. Just make sure you know. You are ever Enzakund. Who our paths have crossed in the future. Though I come off abrasive, I am an ally.
You sound and speak much like my mother did. I am very well aware. Safe travels to you 3. May our paths maybe one day meet again.
And may Tempest judge you fair in any battles you may come across. I'm ready to go if you 2 are.
Barry sits there, puts his drink down. Thank you for the drink and the food. And, alright, I'm gonna step out. It got really tense there for a moment.
I'm going to follow him.
And as the 3 of you walk out, you guys hear the sound of that hammer continuing to bang, and you make your way over towards the sound of that anvil. And that's where we're going to break.
Break.
So, we're going to go to break.
1, 2,
And
3.
we will be right back. Also, when we're on break, we'll have to go and mute the mics real quick. Just so you know.
Also, if you're new, follow our socials. I'll go ahead and let Rain link them because he just has a little hissy fit every time I do it. Big baby.
Hope you guys are all enjoying the story so far. If you guys are new, we have all of our previous episodes up on YouTube, and this is episode 20. So this is still very early in the campaign, and this is planned to be about a 2, possibly even 3-year campaign. So, I mean, we could be potentially looking at 150 something episodes.
Lit.
So, yeah.
Let's make it 1,000.
We'll be right back after this break.
Button.
All right. So there's a. Oh my God. Why?
What?
Why? John's back there somewhere. Kayla's on my left.
Holy
Bobby's on my right. All right. What's happening? Carl, are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, no, it's cool. You're okay, Carl.
What happened? Why'd you just
good.
freak out? You have to stay by Chad.
I don't like the dark.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Hold his hand. All right.
Oh,
Is everyone done moving? Is everyone comfortable?
okay.
What?
Feels cooler. You guys don't see a fog?
No.
Turn off the light and look straight up.
No, I don't really see
I don't know
anything.
about you guys, but it's getting cooler.
It is. All right, so everyone.
Ugh.
All right.
Oh, shit, hold on.
What? What's happening?
Got a cool breeze Yeah, it's getting cooler.
Okay, Carl, do you need to go? Carl, you're going by yourself. He's really afraid. I didn't know he was that afraid of the dark.
Are you puke? Carl, don't be by yourself.
Who gets dark sick?
No, you're good. Just keep it on so we can see you. What is that?
Did you hear that?
What was it?
What'd you hear?
What was it?
Someone's moving over there. Oh. Did you guys hear something?
No.
No, you're crushing branches.
Yeah.
All right, that's my ooh. Ooh, I feel a little something over here.
It feels good over here.
Yeah, that's just your voice.
So mark that.
People like doing a cadence. The distance.
All right, where we at on the?
I didn't realize how jumpy you were, Carl.
I'm not jumpy. I can tell when things are moving.
A little bit. Did we test around that area to make sure it wasn't like something on the? You did?
God damn it!
What was that?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you're Johnny, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm Todd. How you doing?
Good. Hey, everybody, it's Memphis. Oh, shit, cut. Hey, everybody, it's Johnny Bronco here, coming at you live, episode 1 of the vlog. Tonight, what I'm gonna be doing is taking one of my close friends out to an arcade he's never been before. A professor type, works a lot, doesn't get out. Well, tonight we're gonna get him out, so, let's go. Hey, Doc, how's it going?
Pretty good, how are you?
I'm good. You ready for tonight?
Yeah, what are we doing?
That's the surprise. Hey, yo, Uber driver, you got an aux cord or something?
Yeah, sure do.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. About to play some play some Memphis hits. You a big Memphis fan?
Oh, Memphis Piper? Oh, God, rest
Yeah.
in peace. Too soon.
It was rough.
In fact, actually, wow, you look a lot like him.
Yeah.
God, you even sound like him, too.
No, man, you got me messed up. All right, I think we're pulling up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doc, I think this is the place.
Right here?
Somewhere around here. You know where you're going, right, guy?
Yep, this is right around the corner.
All right.
Looks like we're here.
Oh, all right. Thank you, man. 5 stars, guaranteed. Let's go, Doc. All right, we're about ready to roll into this place called Cheat Codes. It's in Chicago. Check it out if you've never been there. Real good place. Drop my name, Johnny Bronco. They might give you a discount. I don't know. Probably after tonight. Know what I mean, Doc?
Yeah.
All right, Erwin, what do you think?
There's a lot of lights.
Yeah! Let's go have some fun. So, Doc, you having fun?
Yeah. I am getting a little hungry though.
Hungry?
Yeah.
No worries. We got plenty to eat out here. You got this, you got this. My little boy's about to be a man. All right, so we're posting up outside. Looks like the Doc has got really hungry, so he's gonna eat cheesesteak and just meet us outside. So let's wait out here till he gets done. Man, it's taking him a while. I don't know what's keeping him, but I guess we'll wait. Seriously, where is he? Oh my God. Oh, I think that might be him.
We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Shit. Okay, let's go. All right, guys. So, we gotta get out of here. So I will catch you guys up in part 2. Here we go.
All right. So there's a. Oh my God. Why?
What?
Why? John's back there somewhere. Kayla's on my left. Bobby's on my right. Oh my God. Alright.
We're gonna go ahead and pick up right where we left off, except now we're heading back over to Fulner and Jezebel, where you guys have been walking. For the last about 40 minutes, you guys have actually been walking around and going into different bookshops, asking for Adam's Verdict Volume 1 or First Edition, and pretty much getting about the same response from everyone is no one's willing to give you the book or show you the book because it's such an old and valuable book, and that neither of you are actual wizards of Neve.
Alright, Volna, I think it might be a little bit hopeless at this point. It's not going to work out for us.
I just need a wizard. Maybe Kaz can buy it for me.
I don't know. Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Kaz also just got here.
Right, but he's a wizard.
I guess we can ask him and figure it out. You can ask him. I guess it's your thing. It's not really mine. I don't have to worry about it. But I am still looking for something, so why don't we go ahead and try one more?
Right. I mean, and this isn't the only thing I'm looking for, really.
Oh, there's more.
I have an idea of something else to get for trips.
If it's diamonds.
It's not diamonds.
Okay.
And what book are you looking for?
Any books on Tharizdun?
Tharizdun. Okay. So, in the last few locations, they've had books on Tharizdun. Again, though, they will not give them to you because you are not a Wizard of Neve.
And I can look at the cover?
Basically, all the covers have been about the same. It's a black-bound book with a spiral.
Yeah, no, I don't care what the cover looks like. I was just saying I can only look at the cover. Like, I can't even look at the book through the book.
No, like, they basically are not allowing you to...
God. Are they all rare books?
Neve is usually a place where books are regarded as rare and valuable items.
I hate this place. I hate it. Let's just go back and try and see if we can find Lavender and Smoveros, Barry, go from there.
Alright.
We're gonna try finding them.
Alright. As you exit out of the location, could you please give me a dex save?
Am I running into somebody also? Beautiful.
And Falner, I need you to give me a perception check.
I need a d20 because I threw all of mine. Okay, thank you. 2 somehow, alright. So 7.
Very well.
It's always 2s. It's always 2s.
They have the dice thing on the bottom left.
He doesn't like us using that. I don't like using
So is it a load? That'd be 13.
13, okay. As you both exit the shop, Falner, you turn left, attempting to head down and start looking for maybe your way back, or maybe looking for a store that you didn't pass through. Jezebel, on the other hand, you go to turn left, but feel yourself quickly being spun around by an individual that approaches you, and as they spin you around, you lock eyes with the individual, and only for a moment just goes, "Shh, follow me," and he turns and cuts the alley right behind, holding you by the hand, and pulls you through the alleyway. You don't even notice this has happened. It happens in like a split of a second. As you are being pulled by this mysterious stranger, you look at their attire and you realize that this individual is wearing what looks like this green and gold jacket embroidered with peacock feathers and looks like macaw colors on the right side of it. He seems to be wearing this large musketeer hat that has a massive plumed, almost ostrich-like feather coming off the top of it that's red. His eyes look like they're gold with long, flowing, wavy brown hair and a almost Van Dyke-like pointed beard, or a forked beard. The clothes are very form-fitting and tight. You can see that he has what looks like a fencing saber on his hip. I need you to give me a knowledge history.
Ooh. Are you all about that knowledge history?
10.
10.
2, I'll take it.
As you turn and you look at him, and for a second, it's almost like you're looking at someone in a superhero costume, where you really, it's like someone dressing up as a superhero, because you would almost be certain that this person fits the description of Finley Gold, which is potentially the most notorious thief in all of Faramir.
Alright, and he's dragging me through an alley.
He seems to be leading you by the hand.
Alright, I'm gonna try to let go. I'm trying to pull my hand away.
As you go to pull away, he stops and he lets go and turns back towards you. Now, you really don't want to be doing that now, Sher. You need to follow me. Trust me.
Alright, as a random person just stops me, grabs me by the hand, and pulls me into a dark
I'm more or
alley.
less running away from them. And he turns and points back the way you come. And do you turn around?
Yeah.
As you turn around, you see the brick walls that you've been going down this alley as these black shadowy forms seem to be coming out from the stone, and they form into those inquisitor-like individuals with the gold mask and white robes. Now, like I said, you should follow me, Sheriff.
Alright, I'm tied in with this, great.
And he grabs his hand and he wraps his arm around your shoulder as you begin to move through the alleyway, taking a left then a right. Each time you turn, more of these forms come out of the walls and cut you off before you eventually get to a point where it's a four-way crossroad, and all of these inquisitors seem to be moving forward and conjoining on your location.
Alright, might I ask what you did to piss all these guys off? Also, thank you for bringing me into it, because I'm all out of get out of jail free cards.
You notice that he pulls this, and he grabs out a book. I think your friend was looking for this. And there's also this. And you notice he pulls out a jewel. And also this. And I also saw this. And...
Oh, alright, who are you?
I think you already know who I am, Cher.
I feel like that's not likely. But you're pulling out a lot of things that make it seem more likely.
You know, he pulls out a whip. And he takes the whip and he snaps it into the sky. And as it does, you watch it latch on to a astral item that you can't quite see. And as he puts his hands around your hips, and you both begin to almost Batman-like rappel up, I'm Finley Gold. And you begin to soar up as the Inquisitors go to conjoin on the location, and they stop and look up. And next thing you know, you realize that you are now flying over some of the storefront rooftops that you've been going through before landing onto the tiled ceiling. I need another perception check from you.
I guess.
I'm just walking down the streets, like, still talking to you, like... So anyway... this time I got a 14.
14? Okay. You hear it immediately. Not only do you hear the sound of the tiles breaking and the sound of someone sliding just above you, you see the tiles fall off from the side of the building's rooftop. And then you turn and look towards the people. You can't quite see the individuals on the roof, but you hear the commotion of the crowd beneath, and just this wave, almost this wave and whisper, seems to go through the crowd. And all you can hear is, Finley Gold, Finley Gold. It's Finley Gold. All pointing towards the rooftops. You know who Finley Gold is. You've read his novels. He has many books written out after him called The Immaculate Tales of Finley Gold.
There's no way. There is no way. I turn around and look for Jez.
Jez is nowhere around you.
I think he stole her too.
Do you go? Do you want to?
I do. I run for it.
All right. Falner begins to run down, and you start following. You're listening to the sound of the broken tiles, and you're watching the tiles actually fall off as Jez, you, and Finley Gold make your way to the edge of this end of the rooftops, where you watch as he takes his whip and down to the bottom of the street side, and he whips himself down to the ground and pulls you along with him. As he sets you down in front of him, you notice he takes his whip back to his side, puts it on himself, grabs your hand. Now, this is long overdue. And he goes to put it like he's going to kiss the top of your hand, and he slides your sleeve back and reveals your tattoo on your hand. A pirate! That's what I thought.
Alright, give me a minute to wrap my mind around this. Finley fucking Gold just snatched me into the sky and soared me across rooftops. Finley fucking Gold, are you being serious right now?
The one and only.
Alright. Yeah. Pirate. Not as impressive, I know.
Yeah, you're part of that crew that Shiv runs, don't you?
Not anymore.
Oh, breaking on your own, huh?
Wait, you know Shiv? You know of Shiv?
Hey, I know a lot about Shiv.
If you knew that, he'd piss
He's
himself.
sort of like me, except I'm just a bastard and a thief, and he's a fucking bastard.
Yeah, that's a very strong point you have there.
Now, you may want to,
We're down. Fucking course, we're down.
10 o'clock.
On the hour.
9:58.
The fucking Fitly Gold.
No, can you imagine when they come
Alright, we're back.
That man is straight up just stole my heart.
Now,
Stole my friend and me heart.
if you would like to get ready, I think we have company. And you turn around and you watch as these guards start to line around Finley Gold. Stop right there! We finally caught you, Finley.
God damn it.
Hey, you'd be the first one if you do. And he notice he kind of takes a step forward. Now, he pulls out his weapon. He puts just a single saber towards them. I think this is a little unfair. I only have one sword, and well, you've got two. And he looks towards him. Here, how about this? I'll pull out my dagger, and now we got two weapons, right? Alright, here we go. And they go to it, and then they looks like they're about ready to strike, and then Finley stops. No, wait, wait. Well, we can't do this yet. One of mine isn't as long as yours. I feel like you still got the advantage. That's enough of your games, Finley. I'm not doing this. Not again. All right. What about this? What if I don't use any weapons this time? And I let you choose what you can do anything you want, right? All right, man. I'll put my weapon away. You can take my dagger. Man, grabs the dagger. All right, there you go. Now you got a dagger, and you got another weapon. All right. Now I pull out my sword. I need to give that to you. Well, this is... I can't fight like this! Well, I guess you're right. It is a little foolish, isn't it? Here, I'll just go ahead and take those back from you. And he does. He takes just all the weapons back from him. There we are. And the guy's like, shit! Oh, yeah! It happened again! You notice that Finley drops the weapons, pulls the rapier from his hip now, and slashes towards the individual. But the blade doesn't cut the guard at all. You watch as the blade just, in a lightning flash, goes back and forth, and you see his trousers, his shirt, and his armor just begin to fall off of his body. And as this happens, you notice the guard, just everyone get him! And the guards begin to move forward, and a quick flash of flourish and dancing. You sit, Jez, and watch, and Faulkner, you turn the corner, and you see the amazing sight of Finley Gold. You recognized immediately the large red-plumed feathered hat, the peacock and macaw feathered jacket. You see his dazzling whip at the side as he pulls it out, dual-wielding his rapier and his whip slashing back and forth, keeping at bay 7, 10, no, 15 men all approaching him.
I fucking love this man.
I am very gold!
Do I see Faulkner coming around?
Yes.
I would be like,
It's fucking very gold! The entire crowd all around goes like, oh, it's very gold. As this happens, you notice that with the final single defeated guard, Finley Gold brings his whips and his sword to his side and curtsies as he puts it back and sabers his weapon, looking towards both you and actually looking towards Jez. You notice that he whips off his jacket. Now,
I feel like you have a purpose. And it involves Shiv.
Oh, I thought that was going in another direction. Alright. Yeah, Shiv.
I like you. Notice he throws his jacket towards you.
Wear that. It'll bring you good luck. It's brought me good luck after all.
You notice that he brings up a rose, and he blows on it, and you watch the rose catches on fire. And as it burns in embers and flames, you watch as him.
God.
I have to all bid you now, and adieu.
As the rose hits the ground, it bursts into a cloud of red smoke, and as it dissipates, all you see is de-pantsed guards and Jezebel standing holding this jacket in her arms, and the crowd. Finley Gold.
Finley Gold.
Finley Gold.
Finley Gold.
Finley Gold. Oh my god. Because he was right here.
Is this real life right now?
Essentially, what you feel like is you're holding Batman's cape, is more or less.
Tuxedo masks.
I can't believe I know someone who is this close to Finley Gold.
He held my hand for a while too. Is that?
He held.
Yeah, he gave me his
Let me see your hand.
Wait, what? Fuck my hand, mate. He gave me his jacket.
Can I see the jacket?
It smells amazing.
Let me see the jacket.
You hold the jacket, Fulmer?
Yes.
You see that the Anam's verdict falls out and hits the ground.
Right, that's.
I get down on one knee.
As the guards begin to get up, they grab their pants and their armor.
I'm gonna step in front of Fallen while he's picking it up, so it's harder to see.
After him, wherever the fuck he went!
I'm gonna point in a random direction.
That way!
Wow, for as high scales as places, the guards are ineffective as hell. Give me my jacket.
I picked it up real fast and then put it in my cloak.
Okay.
Yeah, it smells like roses and musk. Love that.
It smells perfect.
It does. That's what perfection smells like.
We need to get a case for it.
I don't know, I feel like maybe I should wear it. He said it brought him luck. That's gotta be the luckiest man in the world.
You gotta keep it mint,
Everyone
mate.
knows that.
I can't believe it. What was he doing here?
I don't know. Like stealing stuff, obviously, that's what he does.
I've read so much about him.
Actually, you know what? I look around the guard's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I start shaking the jacket.
As you shake the jacket, nothing else comes out, but you do notice something. You see the inside of the jacket, and it's just oddly dark.
Oddly dark.
It's oddly dark.
Alright, I'm gonna put it on.
As you put on the jacket, you notice that the peacock feathers and the macaw feathers, they begin to molt and fade away, and the jacket begins to transform, and it fits whatever Jezebel's perfect style is.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take a while to come up with this description. So basically,
What does it feel like?
It'd definitely be more like an emerald color, emerald and like blue, like sea tones in different patches.
As you whip the jacket, you notice that the sleeves shrink and it fits onto your side, and it attunes to your body. And as you do, you look on the inside, and you realize the inside of the jacket has incorporeal pockets that lead into dimensional holes. As you reach in, you can tell it's basically a jacket of holding.
I want one. I fucking want one.
I don't fucking know why this happened to me. I have no idea, but this is the best day of my fucking life.
Like, can you pull
I've had good days. Give me the book.
What?
You want to go walking around with it like that?
Oh, right. Okay. You make a good point.
Oh, yeah. This feels good. This feels right. Feeling myself on. I gotta go steal some stuff.
We need to get the second one. We need to get the second one.
I think it's a goddamn miracle we got this one, mate, so I wouldn't get too...
True. I want one, though. I want one.
Oh, yeah. I want, like, gold embroidery. And I want the Kraken pattern going up my sleeve that's under the same arm as my tattoo.
Okay.
Ah, this is amazing. Alright. Let's go find the others.
Right.
Meanwhile,
what was he like?
meanwhile, back in the observatory, Kaz, you sitting there in your contemplation, in your meditation, you actually were amazed on how serene this environment was. You've meditated before, and even the elven form of sleep is a type of meditation, but this was different. This felt just rejuvenating. As you didn't even notice Arisian stepping into the room and placing his hand on your shoulder, you quickly snap out from it.
Hello.
Did you enjoy your meditation?
Yes, it was oddly calming for... I mean, it is beautiful here, but it is feel rested.
Kaz?
Yes.
Can I ask you something very personal?
Go right ahead.
What is your birth name?
Why you want to know that?
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay.
I am part of the Covenant of Thorns.
Oh.
And I have already heard reports of the situation that occurred with your companions and yourself.
Okay. So, it was fine. It was...
You fucking ass.
It was all fine.
This isn't a trial, Kaz.
This a motherfucker.
I've already called off the engagement. They are no longer pursuing you.
Mm.
However, a death oath has been made towards your friend Fauna.
Yes, I do remember that oath. I will fucking kill you. I will fucking kill you. You killed my brother.
There is nothing that I can do to prevent that oath, and he will, at some point, want to fulfill that oath. However, because of current situations and the world's setting as it is, I do not want to cause you any misfortune because of this oath. So I have made him agreed that he will wait for it to be a true death oath. Give me a... Actually, no, you wouldn't even know what a true death oath is.
No.
Elves live for a very long time. True death oath is to allow the individual to live out their life and then kill them on their deathbed. However, so your friend has probably, at least I'm not sure how old he is, but 300 years or so.
He can... He could collect a lot of diamonds by then. So, he would live a full life.
Alright. Do not tell him of this.
Oh, no.
It would be best if he does not know how he will die.
I'll probably let him know that they are still chasing him. And,
Well, that's just cruel, Kaz.
It's kind of funny.
Alright. Well, humor and jest aside. Here's your scroll.
Okay, thank you.
And your name.
Why? I don't like it.
Alright. Fine. You don't need to tell me your name. I've heard the reports about Matron Vicious and the house that you come from.
Okay, so is my grandmother that evil? Is she that scary?
Matrons typically choose sometimes names that best reflect their personality. I will say this. Your mother is, or not mother, but your grandmother is one of the only matrons that has, well, single-handedly destroyed 3 houses now within her timeline. That includes more than 24 noble children.
Oh.
She's rather cruel.
Okay, well, alright, fine. Is it Corvin? My name's Corvin.
What was that again? A Corathane?
Yes, it's a Corathane.
Alright.
Don't tell the others.
I will not. Your name is safe with me. A Corathane.
Yes, I was named after my father.
Yes. And that is a very respectable name within Drow society. For a male.
Yes.
I'm going to try and keep this knowledge away from your grandmother.
Thank you.
But I will say this. Be very careful with this rebellion and this umbral court.
Okay, so you know about the handsome half-drow.
I know that there is a sect within the Underdark that is trying to rebel against the matriarchy. And I will say this. It is true. I'm sure that the Umbral Court probably could dismantle the Drow and could be powerful enough to overthrow the matrons. But I will say this. The Umbral Court was destroyed for a reason. The dragons of the Shadowfell and deep dragons are nothing to be trifled with.
So, it's true. I come from dragons.
There is a sect of Drow bloodline that mingled with dragon blood, yes.
So, I don't know what to do here. I feel like...
I suggest you follow this path of peace and tranquility, or you will find yourself falling into shadow. It may be tempting, and that power may be great, I assure you. But if you let it consume you, Kaz may never be Kaz again.
Okay, so I follow this path of enlightenment, and I become a full-fledged blade dancer. I don't see how a lonely blade dancing drow is going to free the people.
Doubt is a terrible thing, Kaz. And if you really wish to have an answer to that question, how did a carefree, dancing Corellian create all elves by simply existing within the stars?
You don't want to inflate my ego and compare me to gods.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just saying that there are consequences to even smallest of actions. After all, Daradun here, well, he's one of the main reasons that Elistrani and many drow were able to escape the Underdark. Now, after all, he was assassinated.
Oh?
There are still elves of the surface world that would rather not see your kind walk it. I'm afraid that racism still exists. And they are blade dancers that will need to be dealt with.
I see. So, it is not an easy path.
You already know how to kill. I'm not telling you that. What you need to learn now is how not to.
This is the kind of talk that made a brain hurt.
Kaz.
Yes.
Take your time. Meet with your companions. Read the scroll.
Okay.
I believe, from the reports that I have seen, that you are heading to the Strand.
Yes, I'm still trying to figure that whole entire mechanic out. I'm just thinking, Jez and, what's his name? Shiv. That's right, Shiv. I feel like they had a falling out. She's upset about something. He probably slept with another woman. I feel like I'm just heading there for a lover's quarrel. That's about it. So, but, yes.
Well, I bring it up because on that scroll,
yes,
one of the pilgrimage stops is in the Strand.
Oh, fantastic.
Finding it, however, will be a problem.
Okay.
The city went under the ocean many, many centuries ago.
Oh.
But, thankfully, inside the scroll, I have a voucher in there for you. Do not lose it.
Voucher?
Have you heard of the dwarves of Highhelm?
Yes.
They are currently doing an underwater expedition. It seems that they have found some ancient ruins. That voucher is a one-way ticket down via their service.
Okay. Well, thank you. I didn't realize dwarves had a way to go under the water.
Dwarves will never cease to surprise me on what they can do when they want something.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going underwater. Let's just try to convince the crew about it. I'll just tell them there's treasure down there or something like that, or I'll just tell Jezebel the Shiv went down there. We'll just go with that.
You speak out loud a lot.
Oh, yes. Well, yes.
Best of luck with you, and I will be eagerly awaiting if you require any messages. Do you know the spell message?
I don't believe so. I mean...
Well, that won't do. I'm going to transcribe this for you. I recommend you take some time to learn message and keep it within your repertoire. You can use this to contact me if you'd like.
Oh. How far can it reach?
As long as we're within the same plane of existence.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
There you are. Safe travels. And may the Star Dancer be with you.
Thank you, Elysian. This means a lot.
And one more thing.
Yes.
This Shiv individual that your captain is chasing.
Yes.
If you find him, get back my Ocalan cell.
I was thinking about doing that.
I would appreciate it.
Yeah, I was just thinking he may have sold it already or something.
I would imagine he's using it for something very, very bad. So please get that back.
Okay. Oh, okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how fragile is that? And if we drop it, will we all die?
If that Ocalan cell is destroyed, it will create a black hole.
Fauna does not get to hold it. Okay. Well, thank you. And I will try to get your Ocalan star back. Can't make promises, but I will try.
Alright. Thank you. Alright. Right this way, Kaz. And as Kaz and Orisian leave the observatory, we transfer back to Small Ross, Barry, Lavender. You've just made your way to the hammer, the sound of the anvil. As it's banging back and forth, you hear a commotion and a stir of crowd. People begin to rush away from the area. This crowded area that was just packed with people begins to move away, all in a massive flood, as you hear this weird whisper, "Fiddly gold! It's fiddly gold! Everyone, it's fiddly gold!" And they all begin to move. You are the only two people in this party that would have no idea who that is.
Well, I guess this kind of makes it easier to get in. I mean, everybody just left. Don't know.
Right. Yeah.
So we can just make quick work of this, I hope.
As you approach, you realize that you can see what looks like a rather elderly woman, but she's big for her stature. Very broad shoulders. She's got a lot of weight around her midsection. Looks like almost like a weightlifter's belt wrapped around her stomach. She's standing over the forge and just banging away on what looks like a steel wand.
Okay. Excuse me?
She looks up, her deep wrinkles and bun pulled up into the top of her head. How can I help you?
I don't really know if this is the right place, but I just wanted to see if I could turn something into like a helmet or something. I have, and I'm gonna like show her the head. I have plans that I want to do with this. I know it's everybody thinks I'm weird, but I kind of have a reason for it. I don't know.
That's a head, child!
Yes, it is. It is.
You want to wear a head as a helmet?
Not for any like protection purposes. I'm gonna like hold up the bottle of like the dreamer goo. I kind of wanted to use this.
What is it?
I don't really know, to be honest, but I just know it's part of something called the dreamer. I don't know what it is, but
I don't know your fancy words, boy.
The dreamer isn't very fancy, to be honest. Well, is there somebody that could help me with this? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where
You
anything
hear
is.
what happened behind the individual. This is like an open outside smith.
Yeah.
The fire stack. You hear what sounds like rummaging, like parts being moved around in a box. Before you see a cloth open up, and as it opens up, you notice this head pops out, and you hear Lavender. And as a head pops out, you see what looks like this pale porcelain face, glass-like eyes, and gold embroidered like filigree that wraps around the head. There's like a glass pocket on the back of the head, like a dome, that you can see bright, glowing, almost magic, arcane fuel moving throughout the head. The individual's very tall, almost 7 feet tall in height, but extremely thin, like Jack Skellington-like thin. Sort of moves over towards you. Lavender. You immediately recognize this individual as someone that was with Vikith when they were going to execute you in the court. Lavender, is that you?
What are you doing here?
It's alright.
I'm gonna start backing up.
No. No. Lavender?
You wanted to kill me.
No.
I remembered.
No.
Lavender,
we did not want to kill you.
That's not what I heard.
We did not want to kill you.
I was a child. Why did you want to kill me?
We did not. Vikith was explaining that Knowles killed your parents. You misheard her. You ran away. It's okay. It's alright. I'm not going to hurt you. Puts his hands out.
I'm still backing up.
Is this your friend?
He is my friend. Both of these are my friends. I'm not alone anymore. And I'm not the child anymore.
Okay. My name is Mothar. You look at this individual, Smavros, and you've never seen an entity like this. This looks completely alien to you. It doesn't even look like it's alive. It doesn't even look like it's a living creature. It looks almost inanimate.
What are you?
Evil.
I am not evil. I was created.
Grab my axe.
I was created by the Eladrin. I am a warforge.
You're not like them?
Like who? The Eladrin?
Yeah.
No, I am not an Eladrin. I am a warforge. Listen, I'm here visiting Neve, having some things made for the court. Lavender, you ran away. We tried finding you, but we could never find you. It was almost like the forest itself wouldn't let us find you.
It's the only friend that I had.
The forest?
Yes. It kept me safe.
Well, it seems that you were with good company. Yes?
He kills a lot of things.
Anything that is truly evil.
I am not evil, I assure you. I don't want to cause a commotion, Lavender, but maybe you should... Do you have a home? Are you well?
I'm alive.
That doesn't sound very reassuring.
Do you know somebody who can help me make a helmet? I don't know if it was the forest, but I used to dream a lot. It helped me. It taught me things. But since I've been back here, I haven't really dreamt at all. I just want to try talking to it again. And I thought maybe this thing, whatever this dreamer thing is, I did this, I killed this.
Lavender, you're not in the Feywild anymore. You're not going to have those dreams. If you want to have those dreams, you need to come back with me.
What about my friends?
The head, it's the Feywild. It can move. I can teach you how to go there wherever you are. Look for the openings.
I can do that.
Would you like that?
No. I found out my father was dead. You know, it's the only reason why I stayed alive. Did you know that?
Yes, we know that.
Our Force is the only friend that I have from them. It's the only thing that really seemed to care. So yes, I want to go back.
Alright. Have you gone home?
I haven't yet. I was told that my father was dead, that my stepmother and Lendl and all of them were ruling it. And my friends told me they'd probably want to kill me.
Bolstad is very different now. It's very wise of you not to go there. Smalveros, is it?
That's right.
Can I walk with your friend?
Do you want him to walk with you?
Yes, but I want you to follow us. I want you to know where I am so that I don't get lost. And by myself.
Alright. Well, if you do feel like you are getting lost, just say the word and I'll unlost you.
I appreciate that.
What does your friend mean by that?
He's just going to make sure that I'm safe. You'll keep far away, right? Enough to see where I am, and if anything happens.
Right. Don't worry, I'm very fast.
Okay. This is Lavene. All I want to do is I'm going to show you how to look for an opening. Okay? Alright. Smalveros, you and Lavende, Barry moving along with you guys. Barry kind of walks up next to you, puts his hand on his weapon, which Barry's weapon is just a shitty rusted scabbard he took from one of the men he poisoned and threw off the boat. Alright, mate. You give me the signal, I'll go up and I'll lop off Long John's head, alright?
I think Love and Day, we have a connection to him, though.
Yeah, but what the fuck is he? You know? Like, what is that?
I do not know.
It looks like an oversized puppet. A doll.
A training dummy.
Training dummy.
What if it is one of the training dummies?
Do you think it's magical? It looks magical.
It might be magical.
Hey. I don't know.
If we do need to destroy it, I will try cutting off its head.
Most things can't live without the head.
In my experience, that is what I found to be true.
So the individual stops and looks back and goes, I can hear you all.
Good.
Looks back towards you. I would rather not lose my head.
He has a short temper.
Alright. Now.
She's not here, is she? You know who I'm talking about.
Thicketh is not here. You do not need to worry about that. Okay?
Okay.
Now. You notice he looks forward. You see that the glass... his eyes, which appear to be just glass bulbs, they shimmer with a slight, almost chromatic flare. Right here. As he moves towards a simple tree in a rock, growing right between two houses. He puts his hand on the tree, and you see him close his eyes, and you see his hand sort of kind of grow and shrink, before you see this almost rainbow-like tear slip open and tear into the bark of the tree, before his hand begins to move in, and he pulls it out, and you watch that tear. It's the small little places, Lavende, the places untouched, the places that people forgot. This small tree between these two homes. When was the last time someone sat under it? When was the last time someone used its leaves for shade? It's the small little places hidden away, untouched, unmoved. In the Feywild, it is there too. Find those. You can find your way back.
I'm going to go up to the tree. I'm going to, touch the tree.
As you do, you feel the pulse. You feel the tree almost breathing before you see that tear get to open.
If I go in here, will I be able to come back?
Lavender, what you were saying is true. I don't know if the wilderness will let you come back.
They let me go once before.
Then maybe, perhaps they will let you go again.
I got stuff to do here, so I guess that's probably a bad idea, right? I probably shouldn't try. I'm going to back up.
As you back up, you back towards Small Ross and Barry. Barry's looking over you. What the fuck do you think that is? He's like, these guys watching these tears opening up in the tree. It's like a vagina in the tree. like a rainbow vagina.
It does not seem like the way of Tempest.
Oh shit! It closed. Oh, don't go near it, Lavender. Don't. Oh, he's touching it too.
Lavender, I don't think that is wise.
Don't worry, Small Ross. That's when I'm gonna back up from it.
As two of you back away from it, puts his hand on the tree, opens that portal. The time is right. The court will be waiting. Viketh will as well.
Are you leaving?
For now.
Well, I have this stuff. I know it's weird to ask, but do you even know what this stuff is? Like,
I'm afraid I am not familiar with that. Is it tar?
Something called the Dreamer. That's why I thought maybe I could use it. I didn't know what it was, but
My memory banks are unfamiliar with that.
I'm going to keep it just in case. You seem to know a lot, so if you don't know what it is, I want to figure out what it is. And if I can do something.
I hope you figure it out.
Thank you.
Safe travels to you, Lavender.
And to you.
Puts his hand on, and you watch him into the tree.
When he leaves, I'm gonna reach up and take one of the leaves and just like put it in a pocket.
Okay.
And then walk back.
Lavender, you walk back to Barry and Smallross. You alright there?
Yeah, I'm okay.
What was that all about?
Just old memories, you know? Things that you don't think that you're going to have to deal with ever again. Coming back. You know?
Coming back from vaginas?
What?
Or
No, that was to the... So you saw that?
yeah, I saw it. Opened up and everything.
It told me that it was a portal to the Feywild.
Is that a creature?
What's the Feywild?
It's like here, but not like here, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain if you haven't been there. Everything...
It's like another dimensional thing.
Yeah, it's like
Ghosts.
Like Ghost. Is it like Ghost?
No. I never really got the chance to learn. I was there for a long time, but I never really got the chance to learn how to describe it. It's like a feeling. You know, I know what it feels like, but describing it.
Like anger.
Like not knowing.
Like
Like
when you wake up and you drink something real cold. And it feels good. Right?
I mean, depending on where you're at. I mean, you could wake up and it will be... You'll lose track of time. It'll be day for 3 days, maybe. It could be night for 1, and then day for 1, and then night for 4. It's really confusing. Also, there are other things that they do.
So you're just like blackout drunk all the time.
I don't... Sure. What does that mean?
I get that.
This place sounds pretty, I mean, I'll be okay with looking for this.
I do not care to be blackout drunk.
But
Alright.
But I thought about going in, but there was a chance that I could not come back out again. Not for another who knows how long. So
4 days.
I was gone for 10
It's a very specific number.
He said 4 days, seemed like 2.
I was gone. The last time I went in, I was gone for 15 years, according to what you guys have told me.
Huh? Wait, you gone for 15 years?
Not just now. I meant that's how long I was gone for. I was by myself for 15 years.
Right there?
No.
That was...
Alright, we gotta go back and tell Cat. We gotta tell Cat about this.
You have to tell
Tree
her about
has places where you go and it's always drunk 15 years.
Ghosts.
Do we have to tell her?
She's Cat.
Can't we just keep this a secret? Not
I suppose we could keep this a secret.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's
I
like,
don't understand it.
like a boy's secret.
Yeah, like a boy's secret.
I'm an orc.
So we gotta tell.
Nobody.
Well, Fulner's a boy. We gotta tell Fulner.
No,
Right?
I mean he looks like a boy, like a child.
I don't understand what it is I'm not supposed to say. So.
Yeah, what exactly are we not supposed to say?
Well, I just don't want.
the point.
I don't want people to get worried. Okay. Go into
I'm
the.
Should we be worried?
I'm
I'm
telling
not
you
worried.
right
Should
now.
I be worried?
You're talking a lot. Just don't talk about
I'm
this.
telling you right now that I've already fucked up quite a bit.
Yeah,
Right?
you told me about Shiv, and then you got yelled at for it. I
I
remember.
don't want to get yelled at again.
Yeah, then don't say anything, because I will yell at you. Please don't make me yell at you.
Alright.
I have little understanding of what's going on.
Let's get back. Let's go find the others.
Can I still try? Do you think I can still make a helmet out of this?
We've been doing this the all day, and
Russian? This guy's accent is so. Yeah, is this voice from the Feywild?
That's me! This is how I feel all the time!
I got self-conscious on the Australian thing, and I'm just changing. No, it doesn't. Alright.
I mean, I didn't get to finish the conversation.
We've
with
been
Lee.
fooling that all day, mate.
No, we haven't. We dealt with his orc thing. I just have to deal with
all day. All day.
All day.
I'll buy you a drink if you want.
Mate, this is gonna give it a mate.
Alright, listen here, mate. We've been fooling that all day. And, I'll be honest with you, I don't think that you're gonna be able to turn a fucking head into a helmet. I'm just being real with you.
I've seen a helmet that looked like it was made from a skull,
But it's a fucking demon. It looks like a fucking demon.
well, the helmets I did see were made of metal that were made to look like skulls.
It's gonna start rotting soon, mate.
No, that's why I want to get it taken care of now, so it doesn't rot
It's
later.
smelling bad.
Yeah, but they're talking about magic. You never know what they could do here.
Yeah, alright. Well, you know what? Why don't you guys go back, talk to that lady, huh? And then I'll go look for a cat, huh?
That sounds like a solid plan, right, Small Ross?
Right. Look, for future reference, I'm also just gonna stick with this right here. Gonna stick with this accent.
I don't know what you're talking about, but good for you.
I feel like I'm going down with a cold, right? My voice just keeps going up and down. You know.
It seems to fit you.
You know, I kind of relate to that in a little way. So I get it. I
feel like you're coming into your own.
Yeah.
Are you a man
I feel like I'm coming in my own. This is about wrong.
Are you old?
It's a little bit of a blend. You know?
Every time he stops talking, every time he stops talking,
I
it's something
was
different.
hearing like New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's all I'm hearing.
I'm hearing like.
But I mean, whatever.
That's a little bit of a blend.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's like a cocktail. It's like a cocktail of accent.
Every period it changes to a different
If
accent.
you guys quit talking about it, you'll stop thinking about it, and it'll stop changing. So you're finding Captain. We are looking.
Right, I'm gonna go find Captain. And, yeah, we'll see where we go from there.
Alright.
Let's go back. Hopefully she can help.
Yes.
So Barry ends up walking away, and then you guys are going to head over to the blacksmith. All right. As you come back, you notice that she had just finished the wand and places it into a water seat as it begins to...
I'm sorry for walking away earlier.
Oh, you're back!
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, I got caught up.
Alright.
So,
What do you want?
do you think that we can turn this into, like, a helmet that I can wear? I want to be scary, and this thing is scary. My plans have changed.
I have to use a lot of weird things. A lot of weird requests from a lot of weird wizards.
I'm not like them, though.
I am familiar with using things like that in construction.
So you can help me.
You realize that's a thing of a negative energy plane.
I don't even know what that means. I don't... if it's negative, I'll turn it positive.
Boom.
I learned that from this guy over here.
Alright.
That's right.
What wizard am I making this for?
What?
Airborne. Algoth.
My friend Kaz is a wizard, I think.
Yes, guys.
You have any, you have a seal?
I have this one.
Me too.
She brings her hand up, does a somatic gesture, sees that as your hand glows.
Orisian.
Urisian, that's his name.
Orisian Dalo.
Yeah, he's helping my friend Kaz.
That's just a seal of admission. Doesn't allow you to purchase anything.
Couldn't our coin allow us to purchase whatever we want?
What if...
Unless you're a wizard.
Can I help you do it? If I help you? As a favor?
You really want this, don't you?
You know, it doesn't look like... I mean, it's scary, yes, I get that. But, you know, it's kind of meaningful to me that I slayed this thing. What? You wouldn't know. I had a name, like Apollyon or something.
Do you know, did you know my client who just left?
Which one? The tall one? Yeah, he's connected. I know it. Unfortunately. Or fortunately.
Alright. I'll make something. I can't promise you it's gonna be anything crazy or special.
It doesn't have to do anything.
I would be very, very hesitant to wear it without precaution.
Whatever I can do.
Give me the hand.
I'll hand it over. Is there anything I can do to help? I don't want you to have to do it by yourself. And it's important to me.
Well, the first thing I'm gonna need is a knife and heat up the forge. Well, you gonna stand there or you gonna help too, big green guy?
I'm going to pull out the dagger that I have.
Yeah, but I suppose, yes, I'll
Alright, well then stop sitting there with your thumb up your butt and grab those tools!
go over and grab the tools.
Comes over and grabs the tool out of your hands.
Next time do it a little faster.
Thought you said
Not
you
getting any younger.
I thought you said you were fast, Smogros.
I'm starting to get a little lost.
Oh, so now we're kind of on the same page then. I'm usually lost. I kind of
And
go with the flow.
Lavende and Smallbross begin to help this blacksmith make this head. Meanwhile, Fowler and Jez. The two of you realize that it's coming up on the 4-hour mark, and you decide to head back towards the hub, where you actually run into Kaz.
Hello.
Hello, where are the others?
Someone went shopping.
We did.
We did.
We did indeed. We went shopping.
They both, you look at them and they have like sparkles in their eyes.
You went shopping, right?
Well, that's why we're here.
We went shopping.
Okay, so...
We went shopping.
We went shopping.
Okay.
Also,
Also,
we met Finley fucking Gold.
Finley fucking Gold, man.
Finley fucking... Not too loud, you'll get everyone going again.
You know who Finley Gold is. Literally, there is books. Most students do an entire pieces on Finley Gold in Etros. Bards literally will murder people to get the chance to follow Finley Gold.
okay, so it's probably somewhere around noon. You decided to go shopping and drinking, okay? Now, by shopping, you meant, like, shopping. You use coin.
No.
No, they don't take coin around.
They don't even fucking sell to us.
So you stole something.
No, we absolutely did not steal anything.
We didn't steal anything.
We didn't steal anything.
You forget the conversation we had about they will turn you into sand here.
Right.
Why was acting all high and mighty coming up to us and trying to start shit about stealing shit? Where are you coming off at? You have a bad day? I had a fucking amazing day, and you're not gonna take that and turn to shit.
Don't do this wrong.
I'm just trying to make sure you're not turning into sand.
We didn't steal anything.
How'd you get the items then?
We didn't break a single rule in this city.
So you do not have... You didn't steal anything.
Didn't steal
We
anything.
didn't steal anything.
This jacket was given to me by Finley fucking Gold.
It sure was. Feel it.
Don't feel it.
Don't feel it.
Don't feel it.
So you're telling me a renowned thief
Yeah.
gave you that jacket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only did he give me this jacket, he swept me up onto the rooftops and flung me around about with his thick, long whip.
Just as she's just spouting out, I'm gonna stick my nose directly into her mouth.
You're gonna stick your nose into her mouth?
Yeah, I'm just right above it.
Okay.
Alright, I
So
don't
you just
have
get right up in
time
her
for
face.
this,
Yeah.
Kaz.
Is this
This
how-
is like a private
Is
affair.
this how you say hi now?
I haven't been drinking.
Okay.
Yeah, she does not smell like she's been drinking. But you do look at the jacket.
Watch this. Alright, you don't believe us. Watch. Finley fucking Gold, I'm gonna say out loud.
I said, Finley fucking Gold!
And you notice, like, out of nowhere, this empty streets that are around you, someone just peels around the corner like, Finley fucking Gold, right? Oh my god! And turns
Have
it like,
it.
oh god, Finley fucking Gold is here!
Okay.
Oh my god! You like Golden Boy?
Yep.
Okay, so hypothetically,
Right.
Finley Gold was here,
Yeah. Not hypothetically, but
and
go
he
on.
gave you that jacket.
Yeah.
He probably stole that jacket from somewhere here.
No, I don't think he stole it from anywhere from around here. This is part of his attire, his infamous attire.
So
Pattern,
no,
smell.
that's not his jacket.
You look at the jacket that she's wearing, and it's weird that it's oddly... For as long as you've known Jezebel now, it's oddly perfectly made to her style.
The only thing he stole was our hearts.
Yeah, we'll agree with you. We can agree on something there, family.
Okay. Alright. As much as I would love to talk about a...
Did you want to inspect the jacket?
It is nice.
It is nice. It smells
Did
amazing.
you want to take it off and show him?
Touch it.
As you touch it, it feels to be made very well.
Okay.
I'm looking around. Are we alone again?
Yeah.
Alright. Watch this. I'm gonna take it off.
And as she takes off the jacket literally appears to its original form. You see peacock feathers and macaw feathers showing off the side, and you watch as rose petals
Finley fucking
fall out the bottom.
Are you seeing this shit?
Look at the fucking rose petals on the ground right there. That's Finley fucking gold.
Okay.
He was here.
Finley fucking gold.
He held my hand. For like a solid 2 minutes, he held my hand.
I saw him.
I got to watch him fight. He dispensed a whole crowd of guards.
Okay, so... So you hung out with Finley Gold?
Yeah.
It's probably the best day ever.
It's absolutely the best day of my entire life.
Okay, so put the jacket back on.
As you put it back on, it back to your style.
We don't talk about this.
Oh, no. You don't not talk about meeting Finley fucking
We
Gold.
don't talk about this here. Talk it about and gotta pull it. Talk about it in, I don't know, anywhere but Neve.
The guards already saw me with him. I mean, what's the problem?
Okay,
They know I was with him.
Just don't associate us with him. Just anywhere but here.
Oh, can we?
Alright, I can't promise anything. I'll try to keep it down low, but it's not something.
Can you
that
just
really-
wait till we
I'm like
leave?
brimming. I'm brimming with
Are
it.
you saying I could associate myself with him
Yes, just not Neve.
everywhere I go?
It depends how strict they are, because what part they can turn us in the sand you don't understand.
It's alright, Fauna. We'll hold it all in right now, and as soon as we get off this godforsaken island, we'll let it all burst out.
I literally just became a full-fledged wizard. Let's not try to...
Maybe you can. So I had an idea of something for the group.
Okay.
Maybe you can help with it.
All right.
So we are about to be on the seas for a while.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking maybe I would definitely put up the coin for it. Maybe we can get some type of bag that just creates food over and over again.
Oh, mate, where the fuck is this coming from?
And then maybe we can also get a cask that just everlasting ale. This place is magic. You know what? Anything's possible. This place is possible.
Okay, so...
Anything that comes to
On
mind.
another note, though, before we start going to those things, I do have something I would also like. The book on There's Dune. Any books on There's Dune I would like to get my hands on.
Hey, hello, Captain.
Barry.
Okay.
Barry.
Hey, it's a nice jacket.
It's a nice
It
jacket.
was really
Guess where I
good.
got it from?
Just
I'll tell you when we get back to the ship.
okay.
Alright.
Thank you.
Looks really good.
Wow.
So, for two things. One, Lovenday and Smallross are making a helmet out of a head.
Perfect.
And then two, Finley fucking Gold!
What?
Barry.
No!
Shh. Wait till you see it off of me. Not like that. I'm sorry, Barry, you're a great personality, but not like that.
Okay.
Maybe we should go get...
I get Finley fucking Gold's been here!
Hey, it's alright. You
calm
deserve
down.
to be jealous.
Calm down, guy. We're all friends here.
Oh my gosh.
You notice that from the port that you just came down, Arisian lands down. Alright, Kaz, I've got the teleportation ready to go. Send everyone back to Raven's Grid.
Okay.
Hopefully back onto you.
Would you be able to get something for me, though? Just a little small something. Just a little book.
Yes, if you could make it really quick.
Just anything on There's Dune. Anything at all.
A book on Therisdune. Alright, okay, yes, I can probably make that stop real quick.
I
was going to try to hurry up, you know, so he pulls out, like, another book real quick. You know, so he, like, has a pen that or, like, a quill he puts in his mouth, too. I just heard that Finley Gold was here. I'm trying to go get his autograph.
I heard too, his name is everywhere. I think he might be gone. You better hurry.
Oh, God. Alright, I'm gonna bring... Everyone, you all just say him.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
Wait, bring also a cask full of, never-ending
Shut
ale.
up. Shut up.
Wait,
Shut up.
Never-ending whale?
Can cast magic. You understand that, right?
Oh, I can't make.
Just learn conjure water and food.
Can I do that?
Yes! Yes, you can!
Go, hurry, before you miss him.
Bring that. Can you bring me that spell?
I'm just over here like...
You're just making up items. I don't know if this exists or not, but it should, and we need to find it.
This is magic. You can't get anything.
Okay. So, you notice that Arisian does come back in about 10 minutes. He comes back, but he's, like, slowly walking and comes back.
Oh, no.
Here's your book.
Hey, you know what?
He's
You did me a favor, I'll do you one. I have a strong feeling I'll be running into this Finley Gold again, so if I do, I'll get you an autograph.
Give me an autograph of Finley.
I'll do that just for you.
That
kind of saved our lives and everything,
absolutely splendid. I have read all of his stories.
Same. Also, did you bring that spell?
Shut up, Fauna.
What?
Spell. Conjure food, water, and ale?
No, we don't need that. We have everything we need. All right. We have the one book that we need. So.
Okay. Well, this spell will once you all cast it, it will bring everyone with my seal back to where you were taken from. So whenever you're ready to leave, just cast it.
Perfect.
Now, I have my things to attend to, and I'm gonna go see if anyone else may have saw Finley before he left.
Arisen, before you go, is there any way that they'll know that I'm a wizard now here in Neve? Or?
Yes, once that spell is cast, it will replace your seal with your own unique signature.
Oh.
And once you have it, you are free to access any of the teleportation portals into Neve. So, wherever you are in the world, if you come to a wizard tower of Neve, then you could use it to enter into the capital.
Oh.
And of course also use it to acquire or use services here within the city.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Arisian. I'm sure Jezebel will get you that autograph.
You have my word.
Okay.
Alright. You all have a great day. Until next time, safe travels. You notice he turns and he goes up in the air draft.
Okay. So,
Time to clock out.
you got your book.
I got my book.
Lavender and Smallbrass are apparently making a helmet out of a head.
Oh, we had to wait for that. How long is that gonna take?
I don't know how long it's gonna take to make a fucking head into a helmet.
Do you think in this place there's conjure diamonds?
God damn it.
Fauna, you're really starting to bring me down a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Do you how do you learn magic? Is what I want to know.
You know how you learn magic.
Okay,
like
so
anyone
how do you
else.
not know about transmutation spells?
I mean,
or
Well,
conjure
how do I
Legitimate
not know?
question.
I never said I didn't know about transmutation spells. Well, where did that come from?
Okay, so you're wondering if they can conjure diamonds.
I'm saying this place is very advanced. You can get anything here, I believe, for the right price.
Fauna, really, mate, we got everything we've ever needed from this place.
Agree. It's just I'm just thinking of comfort for the group, really. But
My voice up.
Hang on, didn't you want to go back to?
No.
Did you want to go to the library and get that book you were bugging me about?
I might have already got it.
How?
Yeah, how? What are you talking about?
It is in a safe place right now.
Where is it, Father? Where is the book?
Where did you put it, Father?
I feel like I'm stuck between a hard place and another hard place.
Okay.
Do not corner me.
How'd you get the book?
If I feel threatened, I get very violent.
Well, how about you guys
I'll
figure
tell
this out? I'm gonna go for a little walk around the
Okay,
around the
I tell you
marketplace.
what. I am not going to get you out of jail or turn you back into a half.
Oh, they didn't steal anything.
Okay.
It was valuable.
It's still okay. If I stole a horse and I said, "Here, Fauna, here's a horse,"
I said thank you very much.
and then the owner finds you, what do you think the owner's gonna say when they find you?
What would I say?
Yes.
It wasn't me.
Impeccable logic. Solid.
Okay, let's just get Lavenday. Let's get Lavenday and Smallbross and leave. Oh, by the way, the Order of the Thorn, they still want to kill you.
What was that a question? I wasn't doing that fucking wanting me.
Shut the fuck up!
And I walk off and I go towards the market.
All right.
Oh fuck!
Jez, where are you having a walk to?
Just strolling around the marketplace.
All right. Jez, you take a nice little stroll around the marketplace. Nothing seems to be really catching your attention. You do pass by a lot of the shops. A lot of people still whispering. A lot of people still going on. Pretty much everyone's day has been basically filled with the fact that Finley Gold was just within Neve. And on top of that, stole something, multiple things from Neve, which is a feat in itself. Nonetheless, I'm sure it will go down as another tale of Finley Gold's triumphs. The rest of the group, you're a bard. That's why she's pointing out.
He's just put it back when he's just put it belong.
Kaz, Father, and you guys make your way to the and Barry. You guys lead you back to where Lavenday and Smallbross were. As you guys approach, the head has been turned basically into a helmet. It's not really a helmet right now. It's basically just a skull, half skull. The jaw's been removed with a strap underneath it.
Hell yeah.
So it just goes on down with a chin strap. And the horns are wrapped around from it as well. But yeah, it's a very crude, very organic helmet.
Mm-hmm. That is what I wanted, organic.
Alright, yeah, it's done. Hopefully that's all you need. Because that's about all I can do with this, unless you want me to use other items. Metal.
What do you mean by that?
And this is where you guys arrive.
Lavenday, there you are. Smallbross? Okay, we're leaving soon. Is your helmet done?
What did you mean by using metal? What can we do?
I don't think we can buy metal.
Is the helmet done?
It's a beautiful Lavenday.
I know, right?
Can you put it on?
Wait, you were there?
Yeah, I think we're all together.
I'm going to put it on.
We put it on, and you guys look. It definitely has a crazy man wearing a fucking head look to it.
Yeah, it does.
But nonetheless, it does look like it would possibly maybe protect his head from a blow. Maybe.
Very fitting.
Very intimidating.
You think so?
It'll be perfect for the seas.
Okay. So you have your head helmet, and
what do you have? Not the head helmet. Look at the horns.
I'm a fucking wizard now, I guess.
I'm a wizard, okay. Look at my helmet. And a lot of other things happen too, Cass.
It's a nice helmet, Lavender. Congratulations.
You guys want to see something cool?
What?
Follow me.
What?
Hey, whoa, can we maybe do this back on my ship? Because I'm starting to get a little bit worried about it. It's been alone for an undecided amount of time, since time works differently, I guess.
And I think this place has nematodes.
Number what?
As a what?
Yes, I heard people talking about fakely nematodes.
Oh, yeah, whatever that
Yeah,
is. They
so-
cleared out really quick.
Finley Gold. That's what you heard.
And
Finley Gold?
thank you for
You haven't heard of
making
Finley fucking
this
Gold?
helmet.
Oh, Fauna, you
Yeah,
have
I
lots
more or
to
less
tell.
just prepared.
I
it.
got,
Currency.
I got stories.
I appreciate
He's a
you
man,
doing this
a
for me.
myth,
I really appreciate it. I
a
hope you know that.
legend.
I know you didn't get the chance to do a lot, but I love it. I love it.
You,
Yes.
are you the...
This is Cass, the one that I told you about.
Yes.
It's a
Well,
wizard.
I'll go ahead and, you owe me a slight favor.
Oh.
Okay. What do I owe you?
Don't know. I'll let you know when I figure out the favor.
I didn't know that was what was going to
Aren't you?
happen.
Aren't you?
I was gonna walk off like, look at my fucking helmet.
Now, aren't you glad I didn't buy
What's your
anything?
alignment?
My alignment? I'm wearing a demon's
Right.
head.
You didn't
What do you
buy
think?
anything.
Right. Aren't you glad now?
Okay. So, thank you. And if, whenever you need that favor, I'm assuming you'll probably send me a message. Okay.
I got your sign.
I'm sure you do. Alright.
What's your sign?
Sorry, what was your name?
You can call me Mama.
Mama.
Oh, mama.
Oh, mommy.
Alright, Mama, I will be hearing from you.
You bitch. You bitch. You did that on purpose, didn't you? Oh, good for you.
It's the mama.
Oh my god. Huh.
Interesting.
Mama Yaga?
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting.
Mama Yaga? Yes, Mama Yaga.
That's a character name, man.
Right.
It's
That
Mama
is-
Yaga's mama.
Okay.
We got a ship to get back to.
Does anybody else want to rack up my favor total before we leave?
No, I'm pretty set right now, but
Are you
we can come
offering?
back sometime.
No, I'm not.
So why'd you offer?
Hey, because I'm sarcastic.
God, I love halflings.
You offered, then why'd you offer?
Oh, quite the bardic tongue you have.
I'm a wordsmith, mate.
Alright, so how do we work this? How do we get the fuck out of here?
Okay, so... fuck it. We'll find out if we're floating in the ocean.
Cast a spell.
Cast a spell.
As you do, you notice the seals break off your hands, and everyone, you feel yourself being pulled and zipped through that wormhole-like effect, and you end up finding yourself right back onto the ship where you disappeared.
Oh,
and the
my
ship
baby.
is anchored right where it was.
I'm running straight to the wheel and just hugging it.
Oh, that was a trip.
And it looks as though you have been gone for... You're not quite sure, but you're fairly certain that possibly a day. The sun looks lower than it was, or earlier than it was than when you disappeared.
Do we have any fruit or anything in our rations?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go check it.
it's still fresh.
Alright. We weren't gone that long.
So... as they're composing themselves, I'm going to bring out my list of to-do and kind of go over it.
Okay. So as you open up the list and you look at the scroll, you see that there's 5 locations on Avondale. and there appears to be 5 points for the pilgrimage. And as you look at the scroll, Jez, are you getting ready to set sail? Barry looks at you with this big grin, his arms.
Alright. Which direction are we going? To the strand? Which direction is it?
So you're going to need to head, west, and then you'd have to go south around the continent.
Alright. Heading west. Set sail.
Raise the anchors! Come on, you scallywags! I want to see everyone work!
And as Barry just immediately gets over and starts to push and pull the anchor up as the ship gets ready to sail west. That is where we end tonight's episode. So,
Good for Barry. He's so happy.
Finley go.
Finley fucking goes.
All right.
So if that was Mama Ruth. Oh wait, did that paladin boy die?
Yeah, he fucking
did.
did.
Okay, that's
He's super dead.
Oh, there's that memory. Never mind. I was gonna ask Steven. He's not around. Okay. Never
Well,
mind.
yeah, there may be some reoccurring characters from the season or from the first campaign that I'm moving over into my homebrew world because they were my homebrew characters, and then I'd rather have them be in my homebrew world.
Oh, okay. So you're repurposing them.
Repurposing them essentially.
Think of all the characters that are going to be in.
Castro,
yeah.
Oh my god, he deserves a second chance.
So, anyways, thank you all for joining us tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and we will be back tomorrow. It's undecided what we're doing tomorrow. It's either going to be Hellgate or it's going to be Slasher. Either way, we're going to have something for you guys tonight. It just depends on how much I can actually crank out in a single day.
And for everyone that's new here tonight, usually our Mondays are Vampire the Masquerade games, but we are on our season break. Our last season just ended, so we're at about 4 weeks of Mondays being one-shots. That's why we don't know what we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
So...
and then we'll be back in 3 to 4 weeks now with Chicago by Night Season 3. So everyone, thank you all for joining us. As always, it is an absolute pleasure to tell stories to you. I hope you guys are enjoying the story so far, and I am excited to really kick off this nautical adventure now.
Same.
Now,
thank you so much.
As always, remember everyone, the best time to tell stories is whatever. It's near dark.
Oh, there it is.